Sky tonight, an overnight low, upper 60s to lower 70s. Lots of sunshine Friday. Our high temperatures in the middle to upper 90s. Saturday, lots of sun. Our high will be in the low 90s north, upper 90s south, and then even hotter Sunday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
Radio station.
KERX, Paris Fort Smith, from the Bush and Bushlight Studios. This is ESPN 95.3. Broadcasting live from the Toyota Studios, this is the Morning Rush.
Yeah, this is a big ball game for both teams, but we're going to see a much improved Ole Miss team. We know that. As I said earlier, they got two fantastic offensive and defensive coordinators that have been in this situation before. They've both been head coaches, and they understand what it takes to get from week 1 to week 2 and get better, just like our staff does. So you'll see two much improved football teams Saturday night.
With John Neighbors.
Every time you put a mic in my face, I'm going to say Arkansas.
And Tommy Kraft.
We do things around here my way. You understand that? You're going to be second string all your life, boy.
The Morning Rush starts right now.
And welcome into the Morning Rush on this beautiful day here in the great state of Arkansas. Appreciate everybody listening in this morning. John Neighbors, Tommy Kraft, Ty Richardson, all in studio with you today. And thank you as always for making us a part of your morning this morning. Happy Friday to everyone out there, and also happy game day eve, as we are just a mere 25, over 24 hours. I keep thinking it's nighttime. It's more like 36 hours, I should say. About 36 hours away from Arkansas taking on Ole Miss, game 2 of the season for both teams. And it is a big one, and we're going to talk about it all today. And we got a loaded guest route for you, of course, with Clay Henry of Hogs Illustrated joining us from 7 to 9 o'clock this morning. And also Tyler Wilson, former Razorback quarterback, will be joining us at 8 o'clock this morning. Really looking forward to catching up with him. It's been a long time since we've been able to have him on the show, but I am going to be curious to see what he thought about the performance in Game 1 and what he thinks about Ole Miss in Game 2, Tommy.
Yeah, and so looking forward to talking with Tyler today, and I know he's very interested to see how this Hog team is going to play today, or play tomorrow rather, down at Ole Miss, and I think there's some things inside that offense we can learn from former Razorback quarterback great Tyler Wilson.
Yeah,
and Morning Rush alum Tyler Wilson.
There you go. Morning Rush alum is probably the best title for him. I think that's the one he probably wears a lot more proudly than the former Razorback quarterback. I can tell you that. But we're now going to talk about that. We're going to get into some keys to the game, some things that we need to see from Arkansas for them to have success against Ole Miss. We're going to have all that with Clay Henry. Also going to get into all the great college football games that are going on this weekend. There's a few of them, especially in the SEC, and we're also going to get into our Fence Man picks. Yeah. As I am leading the way in the early going after week 1, just barely, but I do have the lead, so I'll at least hold on to that for as long as I can.
What is the score here? What does the scoreboard say after 1 week?
Well, just to remind everybody, we do 3 games that we pick, and then we have kind of an outlier bonus, which can be an over-under amount of points or total yards of a particular game, whatever it is. And so far, I have 2, you have 1, and the Fence Man has 1. Right. And the Fence Man honestly might have had the biggest upset because he's the only one that picked Portland State against Arkansas.
Clay wasn't with us during this segment, but sent us his picks. He picked all the favorites, and Clay will be banking picks today, he's told me. How did he do?
He picked all the favorites?
Yes.
Well, in that case, so I didn't know that was the case.
He would not have gotten the Arkansas game. He would have gotten the Alabama game.
Yeah.
So
I guess he would have gotten the Auburn game.
If he took the favorite,
yeah.
So Clay would have 2.
So Clay, well, he didn't pick, so how can he count?
Well, he told us that during the break he's taking all the favorites. So I don't want to, if we don't include him now, then we won't have fun with it all year. So we got to include him right now.
So is he just going to pick the favorites every time?
Well, no, but that's what he did last week.
All right, well, I hope as long as that doesn't happen, because I may have to kick him out. I may have to pull my commissioner role. Start saying, listen, we can't do this. We got to have fun with it, Clay.
Well, we got to have Clay in here, and he'll be along in the last 2 hours of the show, and so he's actually tied with you, and me and Fenceman are a point back.
See, I still don't think that should count. I still don't think he was not a part of the segment. Still don't think it should count, but that's okay. I'm just going to be.
Come on, John, don't play scared.
Oh, hey, listen,
don't be scared.
Listen, if he's going to continue to pick the favorites, though, then it. You know what? I'd be curious if he actually does pick the favorites. Does he end up winning it going away? And if that's the case, that may be the way to play it. That may be the way to play it. So, but we'll have some fun with Clay Henry, and we'll get to those picks as well. And it's all about Arkansas and Ole Miss, though, tomorrow. I mean, you've heard it in Chad Morris in the intro. we've been talking about it pretty much all fall camp that, hey, Portland State, yeah, it's the opening game. You got to see some stuff. But week 2 is really when the season gets started. We've been talking about it. I know that the coaching staff and the players have had this game circled. They know the importance of it all. Everyone knows the importance of this game. Everyone knows what's riding on this game and how much it could mean for this program, for Chad Morris, for this team in this season in 2019. But yet, Tommy, no one has any idea what's going to happen. None of us do. I mean, would you be surprised if Arkansas lost close or lost big, or Arkansas won close or won big? I mean, would you be surprised by any of those outcomes?
I'd be surprised if either team won big. I mean, just the history of this series recently is they're close games. Chad Morris has pointed that out this week, that these games are 10 points or less. Vegas's line, at least, I don't know that that's a prediction of the outcome, but it has it at, 6.5 as of this morning?
That's right.
So I think that the biggest surprise to me would be blowout win either way. Because I don't know that, based on what we've seen, if we want to take last week as the reasoning or the foundation for our opinion, how would either team score enough points to blow the other out?
It's a good point.
Seriously.
It's a good point.
They combined for 30 points in week 1 because Ole Miss was, 15-10.
Yep.
Arkansas had 20, so a combined 30 points between the two teams. To me, a big blowout for either team would be the most surprising.
So you believe, kind of like I do, that this game more than likely is going to be a low-scoring affair. It's not going to be the games that we've seen in previous years with Arkansas and Ole Miss where it was a back-to-back battle on the offense and whoever had the ball last more than likely was going to win.
I don't know. I mean, that is, that's what the evidence we saw in each team's first game would lead us to believe. I think Arkansas's defense played well, but it was against Portland State. So are you all the way in on this defense? We know what they're trying to do. We know they're trying to bring pressure. This is a different offense they're going to face this week. I think we'll have some fun talking with Clay and really breaking down this game for tomorrow, because this Ole Miss offense is going to try a lot of RPO, a lot of read option, and Arkansas wants to pursue and get in the backfield and disrupt. Well, you over-pursue and overrun your lane and run right by the ball carrier, you're going to create a real gap and a real hole and a real problem for your defense. So I'll be interested to see how John Chavis makes the adjustments this week, playing a read option type offense, an RPO type offense this week that has the abilities to gash you and get some big plays when you have a breakdown in alignment and assignment. So that's going to be an interesting change this week for Arkansas's defensive approach.
We're going to talk about it all today on this Football Friday presented by Harry Robinson Buick GMC.
Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith. End of summer savings on Sierras and Yukons are in place right now for September. $14,000 off on 2019 GMC Sierras and up to $13,000 off on the third row seat Yukon XL. So if you need more room, more cargo space, you can get it with a Yukon XL and save up to $13,000 off. End of summer savings where you get more for your trade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC, Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
We're also going to be, of course, taking all of your phone calls and text messages via the Cherokee Casino hotline. If you want to get on the conversation, be sure to use that number, 877-377-6963. We'll be able to read them all on the air and also get to your phone calls as well throughout the show of what you think about Arkansas and Ole Miss tomorrow night. All right, let's get into some quick-hitting headlines presented by Williams Tractor.
Yeah, the nonstop workhorse for your nonstop world is available right now at Williams Tractor. They have the Power Star family of tractors by New Holland. Unprecedented power, comfort, and performance in a utility tractor that can tackle grounds, municipal, or farm tasks with ease. Choose from 6 different models, 64 to 117 engine horsepower, and 2 cab options as well. Learn about the Power Star family of tractors at Williams Tractor in Fayetteville, Berryville, and Bobcat of Northwest Arkansas and Rogers.
All right, so for a few of the headlines, I think the biggest one, this Antonio Brown thing might be the craziest story I've seen in quite some time in the NFL. So we all know that about the helmet issues, about skipping out on pre-games and on workouts and all of that. Well, now he was fined by Mike Mayock, who's the general manager over there of the Oakland Raiders. He got mad, put up a picture of the fine, started calling out the Raiders on social media. Then when him and Mayock met together, apparently, reportedly at least, they were almost in a fight. It almost became to a physical altercation. They had to be held back. And needless to say, Antonio Brown has been suspended by the Oakland Raiders.
How can you move forward in this relationship?
You can't. Yeah, this is it. Like when I saw the story that he was suspended, I'm like, no, he's not suspended. He's no longer going to be on the team until you guys find a way to get him out of there while also saving yourself money.
In the real world, we'd call it fired.
That's right.
I don't know what they call it with the NFL Players Association and their union, but we would call it fired.
Yes. It'd be fired to me. And I tell you what, Tommy, I think if I ever did any of the things that Antonio Brown did to you, I'm sure that I probably wouldn't have had a job after the first go-around. But interesting stuff there with Antonio Brown. We'll get to that and a lot more on the Morning Rush. Stay with us, folks. More of it coming up.
This is Football Friday on the Morning Rush. Presented by Harry Robinson Buick GMC, where you always get more for your trade. Shop online anytime at harryrobinson.com.
Williams Tractor has the tractor that's a non-stop workhorse. Just what you need for a non-stop world. PowerStar tractors from New Holland provide unprecedented power, comfort, and performance in a utility tractor so you can tackle grounds, municipal, or farm tasks with ease. Choose from 6 models from 64 to 117 engine horsepower with an open-air ROPS platform or spacious Vision View cab. Learn more about the PowerStar family of tractors. Stop by Williams Tractor in Fayetteville, Berryville, or Bobcat of Northwest Arkansas today.
Are you in the market for a new pool or spa? Seaside Pools and Spas has been constructing quality pools in the 4-state area since 1967. It's your one-stop shop for chemicals, equipment, spas, and in-ground pools. With a service department like no other, Seaside Pools and Spas can help you with any repair, maintenance, or renovation needs necessary. Visit Seaside Pools and Spas today in Springdale and Bentonville or online at seasidepools.com.
34 million Americans smoke. That's about 1 in 7 people. Not every smoker wants to continue using cigarettes. Juul was designed by smokers for smokers to be a satisfying alternative to cigarettes. Juul is a vapor product that contains nicotine for a satisfying transition. If you're one of the 34 million adults who smoke, know that there is an alternative to cigarettes. Make the switch at Juul.com. That's JUUL.com. Warning. This product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Harry Robinson Buick GMC has over 200 pre-owned vehicles to choose from luxury to economy and everything in between, including over 50 great vehicles with payments under $250 a month, certain to fit your needs and your budget. And at Harry Robinson Buick GMC, you always get more for your trade. 50 vehicles with payments under $250 a month at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off I-540 in Fort Smith.
What does that mean?
It means they are the best of the best.
Okay.
It means that Jody'sAuto.com was voted by the people that deal with them,
their customers,
as best at first getting the car in one of their 3 shops quickly, finding out what was wrong with it, fixing it right the first time, and charging the customers a fair price for the repairs.
Getting it in, getting it out quickly at a fair price. Huh.
Real simple. Jody'sAuto.com. Best of the best.
Jody'sAuto.com. One stop for the best tire brands at the best prices, price match guarantee, and these folks know tires. 3 oil change specials. One stop for all services, all repairs, all maintenance, towing, and fleets. 3 locations, 2 in Fort Smith and 1 in Van Buren. When you have made up your mind to live by 3 words, do what's right, being voted by your customers best of the best is quite an honor. Convenience and trust since 1984. Jody'sAuto.com, best of the best.
Are your real estate investments being properly managed? Are you sending a check or cashing a check each month? If you're tired of your current property managers, then call Trinity Multifamily. Trinity will qualify your tenants and leases, inspect your properties, and take care of maintenance and provide you with web-based access to current financial reports, leases, and pictures of your property. Call Trinity Multifamily at 479-452-1817 or online at trinitymultifamily.com. Trinity Multifamily, your teammate in the real estate game.
Tri-Hill Turf offers the highest quality turf and pest services. Hey, you say those are big words. Well, let's see. Tri-Hill Turf and Pest has a company agronomist, state and nationally certified technicians, free soil testing, and they even have precision GPS guided application equipment. Now that's high tech. For over 30 years, Tri-Hill Turf and Pest has used the latest application technology, and they strive for turf and pest excellence. They are your local turf and pest experts. Call the local team at 782-0404. Tri-Hill Turf and Pest.
Looking for a new home course this golf season? Eagle Crest Golf Course has memberships as low as $83 a month for Zoysia fairways and bent grass greens. Is your whole golf group ready to join Eagle Crest? 4 new members can join for just $1,150 each for the entire year. Individual annual memberships are just $1,250 a year. Call Eagle Crest Golf Course right now for all the details. 632-8857. That's 632-8857. Eagle Crest Golf Course, Highway 64, just east of Alma.
Drop off the bumper. Kids run downpour to the bank, go to work, pick up squirrel. Kids then go home. With Michelin tires, you'll be ready for the unexpected. And for a limited time, get up to $100 via reward card after submission with purchase of 4 new 18-inch or larger Michelin tires, or $50 via reward card after submission with purchase of 4 new Michelin tires 17 inches and smaller.
Get where you need to be with Southern Tire Mart, just off I-540 at exit 14 in Fort Smith.
See MichelinMan.com/promo for complete details. Offer expires 9/19/19. Void where prohibited.
Fresh means fresh, as in no preservatives. That's right. If it's fresh, it doesn't need to be preserved. Try Jim's 100% premium Wisconsin cheese. Fresh whole milk mozzarella, wood smoked provolone, old world style Romano and Parmesan. The freshest all-you-can-eat salad bar in town. No preservatives and fresh every time. Fresh, fast, Jim's Razorback Pizza. At the corner of Greenwood and Gary in Fort Smith.
ESPN 95.3.
There'll be peace when you are done. Lay your weary head to rest. Don't you cry no more.
The morning show that doesn't come to paint.
For the Razorbacks is Whaley. He gets the call, fighting for the goal line. Touchdown, Arkansas! Devwa Whaley goes the final yard as the Hogs march 64 yards in 10 plays to take the lead.
This is the Morning Rush.
Welcome back into the Morning Rush. We are brought to you by the Arkansas Balloon Festival.
Yeah, it starts today at 4 o'clock at the Boone County Regional Airport in Harrison. Today, tomorrow, and Sunday morning as well. All the event schedule and everything you want to know is online at arkansasballoonfest.com. They'll have a beer garden there, a free concert today, balloons tethered to the ground for an exciting balloon glow, vendors. This is going to be a great event, again, today, tomorrow, and Sunday. And the evening events will continue at the Boone County Regional Airport, where tethered rides will be offered to the public as well. So they're going to have a Casa Kids Corner, inflatables, pony rides, music, face painting, food, and fun for the entire family. So this event's going to be all through the weekend, today, tomorrow, and Sunday, at the Boone County Regional Airport. A full list of event times and the schedule is online for you to look at arkansasballoonfest.com.
So we have a few people texting into our Cherokee Casino hotline, 877-377-6963. Brad in Mountain Home says, would we be more surprised if Hicks and Starkle played lights out or extremely poor? You know, I don't know if I can really answer that question because I don't know if I have enough evidence to know one way or the other. I guess I would be more surprised just based on what I saw in game one if they played lights out. And in lights out, to me, is like defined by do they go out and they throw for over 250 yards, 300 yards? Do they throw for over 65% completion? Do they throw for more than 3 touchdowns or 3 touchdowns? That's, to me, playing lights out. And I don't know if we've seen enough to know if either of these guys are capable of doing that right now. Maybe down the season, but right now, I don't know if I could bet on that right now.
Ben Hicks was 14 of 29, 143 yards. That's not crisp, but that's not that's not flawless. So, both of these quarterbacks. I think Nick Starkle's intriguing because I think it's still a mystery to some degree. He was 4-5. We know about the interception. I mean, he didn't have enough opportunity really with the 2 series he had, and he ended one himself with the interception to really know where we're at. But quarterback play is on the list of things that has to drastically improve to win this game tomorrow.
Oh, no doubt. And that's the thing that I think that most Razorback fans are still, when they're lacking their confidence maybe in what they could do against Ole Miss. It's a lot of it has to do with we still don't know what the quarterback situation is right now. Even after game 1, we still have no idea. We have no idea if Hitzke is going to be the starter the rest of the season. We don't know if Starkle is going to take over the job at some point. We don't know any more now than what we did a week ago.
There's one throw with Ben Hicks that went out to his right as they were headed to the north end zone. He just kind of threw it up.
Yeah.
And Mike Woods came down with it in traffic. Starkle had one towards the south end zone. It's kind of a similar deal. You got to wonder against an SEC secondary, are those interceptions? because they're probably not completions like they were. Well, one of them was completion. The other fell to the ground incomplete. The catch by Mike Woods was really very fortunate because I think against an SEC team that might fall into the wrong hands.
Yeah, it certainly might. Because I when he threw that ball, I thought that maybe it was like tipped or if it like his hand got hit or something. Because it was an ugly looking pass, and it got very fortunate, and they were very fortunate that I didn't get intercepted. Because I'm with you, Tommy. I don't know if you do that against Ole Miss or just any SEC defense. I don't know if the same result will happen where they come down with the catch. So they got to get some of that shored up. That is for sure. Let's go back to the Cherokee Casino hotline. Don is in Greenwood. What's going on, Don?
Morning, guys. I just got one little quick comment. The QBs tomorrow, they're going to be running for their lives. Even though we're playing Ole Miss, we're going to be playing a real SEC quality team. There's a big difference in what we play Saturday. Those white uniforms are going to be very, very dirty by the end of the night.
Turf field.
That's just point blank. Don't expect a lot. You just hope the QB stays up on his 2 feet. Because tomorrow you'll really see what our offensive line is. It looked weak last week.
Well, no, why did it look weak to you, Don? What did you see that you didn't like?
Well, I mean, I'm not a football analyst. I mean, but you know what I'm saying. It looks very weak. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. When Sparkle come out and he threw his little interception, he came out and threw that. Part of it was because of the line. But the pocket falls apart. You'll see it tomorrow night. They'll be scrambling. They'll be running for their lives. And that is against a very poor SEC team. Just wait till we get to play the big boys. Well, you can't expect a lot. We don't have a line. We don't have that. We don't have a line. We got lucky we won that game last weekend. If they hadn't had their second string quarterback in, we might have had an upset. That's the truth, guys. And I'm a big Hog fan, but we don't expect a lot. We don't have a line. You guys have a good day.
Well, I appreciate the phone call, Don. I disagree with you, though, as far as the offensive line. Listen, I'm not saying that they were world beaters looking like they were the offensive line that Houston Nutt had with Sean Andrews and Jason Peters in the tight end position and all those guys. But for crying out loud, of all the things that I saw that was a little puzzling to me, the offensive line actually looked all right. I'm not saying they're world beaters, but they did a good enough job. They gave the quarterbacks enough time. They were able to open up some holes. I thought the offensive line played pretty good. Maybe I'm wrong in that.
No, I agree. That was an area where it exceeded my expectations. Only gave up the 1 sack. The team rushed for 200 yards. The key to tomorrow is it looks like Austin Capps. He's questionable or at least doubtful. That ankle probably had a knee problem in camp. Now he's got this ankle problem. Colton Jackson's still battling a foot. So Ricky Stromberg's going to have to step in, and he's kind of been the next guy up. And looks like he may start in Cap's place. So if Colton Jackson went down during the game, Stromberg's already in. He can't go over for Myron Cunningham at guard. Who would go in? I mean, we got, there's players there that can go in.
Of course.
But the problem becomes is who is battle tested, who is ready to go, if and when that becomes an issue. So one thing Arkansas is going to have to really, whether it's Brady Latham or whoever they put in over on that side, they don't even have a third guy listed at left tackle. It's Jackson and then Myron Cunningham. And I think we'll ask Clay. I don't know if it'd be Brady Latham or who it would be. They just don't have a lot of depth at that spot. So if Stromberg's in place of Capps, Shane Clennon's been a backup guard. But so, I mean, how can you mix and match some of these guys around? Staying healthy with those guys up front is going to be a huge key for this game.
Yeah, and we just have about 30 seconds here. But my final point on that, too, Tommy, is I feel like if Arkansas, and this is such a duh statement, but it's true, if Arkansas can come out and establish the run early where they get Boyd going and then they can even get Devlaw or Chase Hayden, whoever comes in to alleviate some of the reps, if they can go in there and they can be successful against Ole Miss's defensive line and defensive front, that's going to open up the confidence and open up the doors for Hicks or Starkle, whoever's the quarterback at that time, to find some open guys. I mean, you got to establish the run early in this game. They have the running backs to do it. Can the offensive line get those blocks and open up those holes? That's what we're going to find out against Ole Miss. They're not the best defensive line of all time, but they're a pretty good SEC one. We'll get to more on that on the other side of the break. Stay with us, folks. More of the Morning Rush coming up.
This is Football Friday on the Morning Rush. Presented by Harry Robinson Buick GMC, where you always get more for your trade. Shop online anytime at harryrobinson.com.
O'Reilly.
A dead battery can leave you stranded, so get yours tested for free during Superstart Battery Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Need a replacement? Purchase a Superstart Extreme or Superstart Platinum battery and get up to $25 in O'Reilly gift cards after a mail-in rebate. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limits apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
It's time for some straight talk. The big wireless companies charge a boatload for their superior network coverage. But guess what? Straight Talk uses the same cell towers but charges a lot less. Who knew? Well, now you do. And I do. So let's do something. It's time to switch to Straight Talk. Unlimited plans start as low as $35 a month on America's largest, most dependable networks. Straight Talk Wireless. Only at Walmart.
Savings may vary. A month equals 30 days. Please refer always to the latest terms and conditions of service at straighttalk.com.
The Starlight Lounge presents An Evening with the Progressive Box.
Oh, what a great audience. Let's dim the lights for this next one. Nope, too much. There it is. Gotta get things just right. Like Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Tell us what you want to pay, and we help you find coverage options that fit your budget. And now, the mood is right. Wait, the lights are back on again. Trudy, can you? And now it's completely dark.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
You're born amazing, but sometimes life can bring the unexpected. That's why the emergency departments at Baptist Health Fort Smith and Van Buren are dedicated to providing the most trusted care to the Arkansas River Valley region. With a 30-minute or less wait time promise, backed by Baptist Health's comprehensive healthcare system, it's the rapid care you and your family can trust when it matters most. For the care that keeps you amazing, call 1-888-BAPTIST.
New Nike collegiate shirts and quarter zip pullovers are now in stock at the Golf Nut for the football season, along with Titleist Pro V1 collegiate logo golf balls. Whether you're cheering for the Razorbacks, OU, or Oklahoma State, the Golf Nut has a wide selection of shirts to choose from. Book a time in their hitting bays with the new TrackMan technology or play around on one of the mini courses on the simulator. As always, check Facebook for daily special. The Golf Nut, Fort Smith's #1 golf shop since 1994.
You've worked hard your whole life anticipating the day you could finally retire. If that day is near, there are 5 things you need to do. Spend wisely, understand your retirement plan distribution options, plan for your required minimum distributions, know your Social Security options, and consider phasing. Call Brad Lewis at United Financial Advisors to discuss these steps in detail at 242-7466 or through our website at ufadvisors.net.
Securities and advisory services offered through Royal Alliance Associates, member FINRA, SIPC. United Financial Advisors is a marketing destination.
Unlimited personal group training at the Fort Smith Athletic Club. Personal group training is a great way to create accountability for your fitness while improving mobility, endurance, and overall wellness. Reach your fitness goals faster with personal group training. Only $60 a month. Call Mike Johnson at 479-926-0193. These workouts are high intensity and get results in under an hour. Only $60 a month. Call for class schedules and details. 479-926-0193. Results happen here at the Fort Smith Athletic Club.
Fall has arrived. Back to school, football games, hunting season, and we know that you don't have the time to deal with an auto accident. Let Evans Body Shop help you through the process from beginning to end. Our caring office staff will take care of the insurance details, and our dedicated shop crew will make sure that your vehicle is repaired properly and beautifully, and that you are back on the road in no time. Come meet us today and see why we say we meet the nicest people by accident. Visit with us at 412 Gordon Avenue in Van Buren, just off Fayetteville Road.
Evans Body Shop, where we meet the nicest people by accident.
Hi folks, Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources. Thanks to everyone who chose Rath Auto Resources as a better way to drive, we've had a record summer. Now it's time to restock the lot. So all this month, we'll be giving up to $3,200 above appraised value for your trade. Even if you still owe money on it, we can help. With up to $3,200 extra for your trade, we can get you out of your old ride and into something nicer and newer now. Like these special purchase 2018 Hyundai Elantra SELs. Loaded with equipment, great looking, and Rath Road ready starting at only $13,991. If you're keeping the car you have, let us take care of it for you in the Meineke Car Care Center with buy 3, get 1 free on all tires and 50% off on brakes. Help me restock the lot and get up to $3,200 extra for your trade. Now at Arkansas's favorite used car dealer, Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, a better way to drive. 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online at rathauto.com.
Requires bank approval. Vehicle purchase price affects trade allowance.
Frank Rowe Furniture knows you are tired of all the back-to-school sales. So this September, we are going to do something different. Come into Frank Rowe Furniture and spin the wheel and win a free swivel recliner or get anywhere from 5 to 50% off at Frank Rowe Furniture. We also are now offering 0 down and up to 60 months interest-free financing with approved credit. Spin the wheel to win only at Frank Rowe Furniture. You always win at Frank Rowe Furniture, 405 4th Street in Barling, Arkansas. Best seats in the house.
ESPN 95.3. We've heard some good things, and there's some things we need to work on.
There's the knee, and this one's in the books. Chad Morris heading to the middle of the field. Razorbacks are 1-0 as they defeat Portland State by a final of 20-13.
This is the Morning Rush.
Welcome back into the Morning Rush on a Football Friday, presented by Harry Robinson Buick GMC.
End of summer savings right now on Sierras and Yukon XLs at Harry Robinson Buick GMC, where you always get more for your trade, up to $14,000 off 2019 Sierras. If you need third row seating, the 2019 GMC Yukon XL has tons of room, and right now up to $13,000 off. End of summer savings, and you always get more for your trade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC, exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
All right, if you want to get involved on the conversation, be sure to call or text into the Cherokee Casino hotline, 877-377-6963. And if you're needing to get motivated, if you're needing to get pumped up, well, I got something in store for you. Let's go to the Cherokee Casino hotline and welcome in Eddie, who is in Clarksville. Good morning, Eddie.
Good morning, gentlemen, and good morning to this great state of Maine. I have a question. I woke up this morning, and I want to ask the football team, I want to ask the coaching staff, I'm bringing the bells to the south end zone tomorrow night. And my question is to this football team and this coaching staff, will you answer the bell? As I said before, the bell has been used for centuries for major sporting events. This is the biggest game in the program in the last 6 years. We can take a step forward if we win this game, or we can take 2 steps back if we lose it. It's all going to matter if you bring the maximum play of your ability on that playing field tomorrow night. I would love to get in the locker room and ring the bell and ask the question. Don't step out on that field if you're not going to answer the bell. If you're not going to bring your performance tomorrow night. I'll send you an answer. And the question is, but with the coaching staff, you've got to coach to the maximum of your ability. Have this team ready to play, because I'm bringing 4 decades of passion to the south end zone. I'll see you in Oxford tomorrow night. Thank you for taking my call.
Okay, thanks, Eddie.
Yeah.
Wow. That was
short, sweet, and to the point.
I'd say it wasn't too long this time. Wow, I was impressed. But he's still got the passion. He wants to ring the bell. I'd be always curious to see what the team's reaction would be if they ever if he actually walked in and rang the bell in front of the team. Like what would that be like? What would the response?
How many of these
be?
players you think know who Eddie? If we said, do you know who Eddie in Clarksville is?
You know, probably more than we even realize.
I agree with you.
I think more players would probably at least know the name. I don't know if they would know what he is or what he's about, but they would say, "Where have I heard that name? I've heard of him before." Well, he calls into the Morning Rush and gets people motivated for whatever reason. So I always appreciate Eddie calling in. So there's your motivation for Game 2 against Ole Miss tomorrow. Let's go back to the Cherokee Casino hotline. Danny's in Russellville. What's going on, Danny?
Good morning, guys. That's the shortest call I've ever heard from Eddie.
Yeah. I know it.
I mean, wow, I was shocked. Hey, the 3 turnovers we had last week, that was huge. That's a positive sign to get 3 turnovers. I don't care who it's against. It doesn't matter. 3 interceptions, that's a good sign for our secondary. And the uniforms, I love the all-white. I don't know, I guess some people have a problem, but for a road game, you're going to wear white anyway. It's just the white helmets. But I like the look, and players like it, so I guess that's all that matters. But don't wear those at home. Did we wear those at home last year?
I don't think they did. I was trying to remember that. I don't think they wore the all whites at home.
It seemed like
You can't wear white at home.
Oh, it's the Little Rock game
Little
that
Rock
they
game
wore.
they
Okay,
did.
so yeah, about to say I don't remember being in Fayetteville, but yeah, that makes sense.
I love the look on the road. You know, I don't have a problem with it, but I'm excited about our defense. We'll get our offense going. After you listen to these guys, their interviews, Traylon Burks and Trey Narks, you know these guys are going to be successful. Now, it's going to take a little while, but I didn't know Paula Dean was a Razorback fan.
What? Paula Dean's a Razorback fan.
Yeah, and she's talking about jumping off the bridge at Memphis.
Oh my goodness.
Talking about Lisa. Okay.
Hey, guys, you have
I
a
thought
good
you were
day.
really talking about Paula Dean.
Appreciate it. I did too. I was like, wait a minute. Did we miss this?
Yeah.
What did we miss that Paula Dean ended up being a Razorback fan? And why hasn't she brought some of her great cooking to the games? That was going to be
fried chicken or something.
Yeah, seriously. Wow. Well, yes, that was Lisa in Northeast Arkansas. But I could see how you could get them mixed up.
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know, whatever. But that threw me in a loop there. So we got a few more people calling into the Cherokee Casino hotline and text in. Be sure to keep those coming, 877-377-6963. We are the Morning Rush, brought to you by Southern Tire Mart.
Yeah, if you're headed to Oxford this weekend or you just got a lot of football trips to make with high school football and week 1 being tonight, hey, get to Southern Tire Mart. They offer the best brands and take care of all of your automotive needs. The most trusted tire brands you'll find at Southern Tire Mart as well. With the best selling, they've got Toyo tires. So if you're looking to save some money and get great tires, they have it. And don't forget their $24.95 oil change every day. It's all at Southern Tire Mart, Highway 271 and 540, or call 646-2674 for a service appointment.
Let's go back to the Cherokee Casino hotline. Nathan is in Fayetteville. What's going on, Nathan?
Hey, guys. How you doing this morning?
Pretty good. How about you, man?
I was doing good until I start hearing people put so much emphasis on this Ole Miss game. Yes, I would love a win. I'd love for us to go there and everybody play great. No turnovers, no interceptions, 30,000 touchdowns, and, hey, whatever. But I think one thing that Arkansas fans do the most, and it's understandable, is we get so ahead of ourselves, put so much emphasis on these guys, and we forget that these guys choose to come here and play for us. They're really great players. They might not go on and have some illustrious, NFL, career and everything like that. But these guys, they're just normal guys like us. They get out there, they play for us. Rakeem Boyd is one of my favorites. Love that dude. Debwall's great. Hicks is great. All these guys are great. And I think we just get behind them and say, hey, there's going to be some downs, there's going to be some ups. Portland State wasn't the best game, but we're shaking off the cobwebs. First game of the season. Hey, at least we didn't turn out like Missouri and Wyoming. Hey, Kelly Bryant, thank God he didn't come here. So, I think that if we just take this one step at a time, we get ready for tomorrow, we stay positive, we hope our guys play good, give them that energy, and we go on to the next game. So I love Chad Morris. He's a great guy. He came here and he wanted to change some stuff up. He was put in a bad situation, and he's just trying to rebuild. So I think that we're getting toward where we want to be, but we have to understand that it is literally one step at a time. We can't look on down the road. We've got to stay right. We've got to be living the moment of now. And right now, Ole Miss is in our crosshairs. We got to go there, and we just got to make it a game. That's the big thing. I hope that we get down there and we make it a game. And that's all I got to say, guys. Thank you, guys.
I appreciate the phone call, Nathan. And let me say this, too. I feel like the next step, though, is beating a team like Ole Miss. Now, I'm not saying that if you lose to Ole Miss, the season's lost. There's no point playing anymore. It's going to be horrendous because I think you'll have other opportunities, of course. But it's just for the perspective of saying that you're going to be taking that next step forward under the Chad Morris era. This is your greatest opportunity to do it this season. This is the weakest SEC team by far you're going to play. This is a team that's reeling right now that may even fire their coach at the end of the season where there's a lot of unknowns about it. They're not a good offense. It just seems like all the stars are aligning for this game to be your best opportunity to get that first SEC victory. Again, I'm not saying that if they lose it, then it's all over. But if you're going to take that next step, and if this team is going to take that next step this season, this is their greatest opportunity to do so. That's all we're saying.
And Chad Morris has talked, after the game last week, after watching the film, he spoke with the media on Monday. He spoke on this again Wednesday night in his coach's show about correcting their mistakes. One of the things they've got to do is finish these drives. They were not good enough in the red zone, and that's part of correcting the mistakes this week. So those are the things that even in, if this ends up being a close loss, now, the disaster would be getting blown out. And I don't think either team blows the other out. Just this series history recently and the fact that both offenses looked anemic last week doesn't lead me to believe there's going to be a big blowout this week. But how do you correct a lot of these mistakes from a week ago, John? That's one thing I'm focused in on because, they say the biggest leap is from week 1 to week 2. I need to see that leap this week.
That's right. And see, that's where I'm at, too. I believe that if Arkansas, some of the stuff that they had going wrong against Portland State, some of the mistakes, as we even talked about on Tuesday, the first show after the game, that it seemed like there was a lot of fixable mistakes. There was a lot of fixable things. For instance, dropping balls. I mean, you can't have that. You don't want that. But that's something that can be fixed. And there was a few of those that were major problems. Stuff like that. Being able to get in the red zone and find a way to score, get the ball in the end zone. That's stuff that can be worked on. I didn't see any glaring factors that's like, well, this right here is going to be a problem the rest of the season. There was none of that. I feel like most of the stuff was for fixable things. So if they can fix those from game 1 to game 2, then they'll be in good shape. But I got to see those be fixed against Ole Miss this weekend.
And having C.J. O'Grady back, I think just adds an element to the offense, a level of comfort for Ben Hicks and or Nick Starkel that I think is big. And hopefully these wide receivers come ready to play. That the drop footballs last week is another correction that has to be shored up. And then defensively, I'm very interested to see how John Chavis and this team, I don't think they can bring the heat and over-pursue and really try to pressure the quarterback as much this week just because of the nature of Ole Miss's offense.
Yeah, but I also don't want to see the defense take a step back and start playing too conservative either.
But you got to be careful this week or you'll leave some big lanes for those guys to run in.
That's right. The containment was bad last week. Can they shore that up? That's another thing they got to work on as well. They got pressure, but can they finish the job in the backfield? That's gonna be key.
They had a couple plays where they left some creases, one on that opening drive, and the other thing is penalties. Remember how that first drive for Portland State got set up? It was off a 15-yard penalty after the touchback. Can't have those kind of mistakes either.
Yeah. Now, all those things are fixable, and we'll see if they get fixed against Ole Miss. Let's go back to the Cherokee Casino hotline. JR's in Marshall. What's going on, JR?
Hey, guys. How y'all this morning?
Pretty good, man. How about yourself?
I'm doing fine. Hey, what's the story on Dorian Gerald's replacement? We're on that end.
Well, it looks like
is that going to be Soley or Ricky Williams?
It's more than likely going to be Soley because Jamario Bell was originally thought to be the guy that would replace him, but he's been battling through some injuries and through some things as well. So Soley's been taking a lot of the first team reps and will be starting tomorrow against Ole Miss.
Okay, all right. I heard him talking a little bit about yesterday evening, and they wasn't sure exactly who was going to be taking that spot. And they mentioned Ricky Williams. He's a true freshman, right, out of Little Rock.
Which name did you say?
Ricky Williams.
Ricky Williams. I don't think is there a Ricky Williams on the team? I don't think it's Ricky Williams. I could be wrong by that.
What is his name?
I'm trying to hold on. I can hear Tommy.
That defensive end.
Yeah, I hear Tommy going through his roster.
Talking about Zach Williams.
Zach Williams.
Yeah. Zach Williams. His dad was former Razorback, right?
I don't know.
Is he talking about Mateo Soley?
Well, that's
Mateo Soli's dad was former Razorback.
Yeah, his dad is a former Razorback, but I don't know.
I thought Zach Williams' dad was a former Razorback too.
Yeah, Clay will be with us in about 20. He'll straighten us up on this.
So. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll figure it out for you.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate the phone call there. So I say Ricky Williams. I don't know if it's Ricky Williams that's actually playing there. So, but either way. But yeah, that's the defensive line though. That's also going to be a key that we haven't really talked about. Tommy is the replacement of Dorian Gerald because against Portland State. He was somebody that was getting in the backfield. He was having some success there. Can the guy, whether it's Soley or whoever, step up into that role and not have as much drop-off? That's going to be key as well.
Zach Williams' dad, his name is Ricky Williams, and he played linebacker here.
So okay, so there you go.
Not the Ricky Williams you're thinking. So you say Ricky Williams, think a different Ricky Williams.
Right. Yeah, no, I get you. Guy. I get you now. So
thank you, Clay, for the assist.
Yeah, and I appreciate JR coming in and actually having that. Dropping that knowledge on us because I knew Soley's dad had played here. I didn't know that Williams' dad has played here as well.
I'm going to tell you, there's going to be some freshmen play in this game. Clay will be with us in top of the hour. he brought up earlier in the week on Wednesday about the heat. And the temperatures, forecasted tomorrow in Oxford in the mid to upper 90s. Game kicks off at 6:30, so you'll be kicking off before the sun sets. And it's going to be a factor for a little while. So depth is going to get tested for both of these teams. Chad Morris on his coach's show was talking about hydrating and making sure these guys got plenty of fluids during the week. So that's going to require both teams, I would think both teams, but certainly Arkansas to play more players this week, and that means younger players have to get on the field.
Yeah, you're going to have some rotating there, and that's where a few factors come in. Like when you brought up the C.J. O'Grady factor, I think that's going to be a bigger benefit and plus for Arkansas than what we probably really give it credit for, because we saw last year that offensively it was Rakeem Boyd and C.J. O'Grady that were really the only playmakers on the team, or at least the guys that had the ability to make plays. And I think that having him on the field now with C.J. O'Grady is just going to be another target for these quarterbacks to hit. I think he's going to be another guy that can make some plays. And some of the drops that you had last week, I know it was like Chase Harrell and all that had those drops at the tight end position, but I just think that if they can get that part shored up, that's going to benefit Arkansas a lot more than we even realize. And so that's another factor I'm going to be interested in, is how do they work C.J. O'Grady into the offense? How are they looking for him? Are they going to be trying to target him? How are they going to handle that? Because as we know, Arkansas's offense didn't look great last week. Can they improve on that, and can C.J. O'Grady make that big of a difference?
And it's not just him catching footballs. I mean, we think about the tight end in the receiving aspect, and C.J. O'Grady's your top receiver coming back. I mean, that's just fact. That's what the numbers tell you. But what about his blocking? Harrell is still converting physically and is put on the weight, but you don't just go to the weight room and become a lineman. And half the job of being a tight end is being a blocker. So I think that's one element they missed last week that they'll regain this week, is having O'Grady in those personnel groups that require the tight end to get in and get a hold of the defensive end. That's going to help the passing game too, I would assume.
Yeah, because I don't know.
And the run game.
Well, I don't know how, when we were talking about Portland State last week and how the offensive line looked, I tried to go back and watch a few of the highlights and a few of the plays just to focus on the offensive line and see how they did. And there were a lot of cases where they went up and they performed pretty well. Now, there were some breakdowns here and there, but one thing that I was really impressed by is when Portland State brought the blitzes, which they did quite often, there was always a man to pick them up. There was a lot. It seemed like the communication was there before the snap, and it seemed like that whether it was the running back or the tight end or even an extra offensive lineman, there was always help. And I think that is something that's key to this team in going against Ole Miss, is because Ole Miss is going to bring some pressure. So are some of these guys, whether it's tight end, running back, whoever, are they going to be able to read and have the awareness to know who the blitzer is going to be and be able to step out and pick those guys up? I think that's going to be key.
Yeah, I went back and watched it again, and I noticed this the first time. It really zeroed in on some of these plays where they were blitzing and bringing a guy from the second level. Arkansas, and as any team would, Arkansas did much better when the running back remained in the backfield. When they caught Arkansas on a play where they were trying to slip the running back out for a pass, it didn't seem like Hicks could get that check off fast enough or find his relief valve. When they had the running back to chip the blocker and to pick that blitz up, they obviously protected better. So that's one thing I noticed just from the untrained eye. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's those types of plays that the offensive line, I mean, listen, they're not going to get every blitz picked up. They're going to have to rely on the help from the running backs or tight ends and whatnot. But, again, that's why I feel going back to establishing the run, if you're able to do that and able to have success on it, it's going to open up so many more opportunities for you. Because let's be honest, Tommy, I don't know if you feel the same way I do, but I'd rather have Arkansas offense have success, have these long, drawn-out drives where they're just pounding the ball, pounding the rock, and being able to find their success in there instead of having to count on Ben Hicks or Nick Starkel, whoever the quarterback is, going in there and throwing 35, 40 passes a game. I don't want that. I want to be able to have the established run to where that can open up opportunities but still be creative enough to where if you want to call some plays here and there that can mix it up a little bit, those can be successful too. But you got to establish the run first and foremost.
Yeah. Got to know where number one is tomorrow when you worry about pressure and defense. That's Lakai Henry, their middle linebacker guy. Arkansas was recruiting. I think Richard mentioned that yesterday. He's the guy, though, as far as linebacker blitzes and middle pressure. He had 7 tackles a week ago. in their opener against Memphis. But got to know where this guy is number one, Lakia Henry.
Yeah. I mean, listen, the defense for Ole Miss performed pretty well against Memphis, just like Arkansas's defense performed pretty well against Portland State. Like they perform well. It's going to be a defensive battle if you're just basing it off of game one. Just which offense can be better. I mean, if you just go down the list, Tommy, and I know that I believe it was the Pro Football Focus did a position-by-position grade out of just tackling and everything. And here's what's great about it. If you're a Razorback fan, you can feel good about it. Arkansas was better at every position according to PFF except for two different aspects, except for tackling and wide receiver. Those are the two things that Ole Miss graded out better in their game against Memphis than Arkansas did against Portland State. So take that for what it's worth, but at least having that something to look at and something that you can hold your hat on, saying, hey, this can be where you can take advantage. This can be where Ole Miss is weak at and where your strengths are at. If you can be able to do that, that's going to bode well for you in this game as well. Let's go back to the Cherokee Casino hotline. Sean is in Fort Smith. What's going on, Sean?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Hey, this is like the third time I've called in. I enjoy you guys' show.
Appreciate it.
Morning.
Thank you.
On the way to work, and I'm about to have to go in, but I just want to give a prediction real quick. I'm going to say 28-24 Hogs. We win by a field goal right towards the end. So, and I'll hang up and I'll listen. Man, you guys have a good one and go Hogs.
Appreciate the phone call, Sean.
Did you say 28-24 win by a field goal?
Yeah, so I guess it'll be 25-24 at the time. Or hold on a second. I'm trying to think.
I know it's early, Sean.
Yeah, it's early for all of us.
I don't do well with math either.
Well, I mean, technically, if they scored a touchdown, they hit an extra point, which would be a field goal. I don't know. I'm trying to help you out here, Sean. I'm trying to make it work. But hey, I like the prediction. I like it so much that's
27-24 maybe.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that.
Yeah.
But
I like your thinking though.
I do too.
I like your thinking.
I do too, because that's about. I think when I did my prediction for Hogs Illustrated, I think I did 28-24. I'd have to double check with Clay on that, but that's the type of game that I feel like is going to be expected, a lower scoring game. But I also know, Tommy, that these two teams, when they've gotten together on the football field, especially over the past 10 or so years, weird things have happened. Strange things have happened. Games that really should never happen end up happening in this game. So I don't see why this game is not going to be any different, where there's going to be frustrations, there's going to be shakings of heads, there's going to be just putting your face in your hands. I mean, there's going to be all sorts of craziness in this game, because that's what history tells us with these two teams.
Yeah. So, I mean, they've been very even as programs. Arkansas, got the edge record-wise, but over the last 10 or 12 seasons, they've been pretty even, haven't they?
Yeah, pretty much. In fact, I was going through last night on some of the games that they had, and I was just trying to rank them in my mind of the ones I remember. And it's crazy because I went through my top 5 games, and all of them were just nuts. Like, all of them were crazy.
Well, it starts with 7 overtimes, I guess.
Yeah, well, 7 overtimes, you got the Hunter Henry heave.
Yeah.
I mean, you got the time where just in 2016 when Santos hit Chad Kelly at the very end of the game. That was a back-and-forth game. 2014 when Arkansas shut out Ole Miss 30-0. Like, who would have guessed that when that Ole Miss team, I know they didn't have Laquan Treadwell, but they were still a really good team. And then 2011 was another game. Arkansas going on the road to Ole Miss, storming back after Ole Miss and Houston Nutt. I believe that was in his final year, 17-0. And then Arkansas storms back and gets a victory there. So it's just always been these crazy games, and it seems like most of them always happened in Oxford.
Yeah. Well, since Arkansas's joined the league in 1992, Arkansas leads the series 16-9. So, and listen, it's just hard for either one of these programs to meet or exceed their season expectations without a win in this game. That's just the reality of it.
Yep.
So, and this year is no exception, because neither team has great expectations when it comes to win totals. So you got to do it. So, hey, if you're going to be out tomorrow and you're looking for a great lunch while you're getting ready for all the afternoon football, and we got a day of it, get by Art's Barbecue and Burgers. $1 off all burgers every Saturday. Get you a cold beer to go with it as well. Try the house smoked bacon. It is hickory smoked, life-changing bacon. You can get added to any of their great burgers. Try the Art Attack burger with their house smoked bacon, ham, fried egg, and a hand-breaded onion ring as well. And plus their great hand-cut fries as well. It's at Art's Barbecue, Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. $1 off burgers all day Saturday tomorrow.
Do all you listeners smell that? I know you do. That means Clay Henry is going to be joining us of Hogs Illustrated for the next 2 hours. So looking forward to catching up with him, getting his thoughts and opinions on Arkansas and Ole Miss, and what's in store for the Razorbacks tomorrow night at 6:30. We'll get to that and a lot more. Stay with us, folks. More of the Morning Rush coming up.
Harry Robinson Buick GMC
Clay
has
has
over
arrived
200
at our
pre-owned
broadcast
vehicles to choose from luxury to economy and everything in between, including over 50 great vehicles with payments under $250 a month. Sir-
Hello, my name is Sean Brazel. I'm with the Fence Man and Quantum Property Services. I'm here to give you the brass tacks and hard facts of what encompassing all of your property needs are. We can help you with your real estate, your property management, your construction, and
your money. Hi, I'm Andy, Money Talks Knox. I'm here to talk to you about maximizing your return on your investment and also helping you get creative with your financing. Please, when you think of Quantum Property Services, Inc., give us a call at 479-434-6860. That's 479-434-6860. I'm Andy, Money Talks Knox.
brass tacks, hard facts.
Hi, I'm Seraphin from La Huerta. Here we like everything hot. La Huerta's where fresh, authentic Mexican food served fresh every day. La Huerta's has 4 locations in the Fort Smith area with daily happy hour specials and margarita nights. Check it out! We're open 7 days a week with draft beer specials Monday and Thursday night football. We are Fort Smith's authentic Mexican restaurant, now serving fresh flour tortillas at the Rogers and Garrison location. La Huerta, eat till you hurt in Fort Smith. La Huerta's!
Hello, my name is Sean Brazel. I'm with the Fence Man and Quantum Property Services. I'm here to give you the brass tacks and hard facts of what encompassing all of your property needs are. We can help you with your real estate, your property management, your construction, and
your money. Hi, I'm Andy, Money Talks Knox. I'm here to talk to you about maximizing your return on your investment and also helping you get creative with your financing. Please, when you think of Quantum Property Services, Inc., give us a call at 479-434-6860. That's 479-434-6860. I'm Andy, Money Talks Knox.
brass tacks, hard facts.
Hi, I'm Seraphin from La Huerta. Here we like everything hot. La Huerta is where fresh, authentic Mexican food served fresh every day. La Huerta has 4 locations in the Fort Smith area with daily happy hour specials and margarita nights. Check it out! We're open 7 days a week with draft beer specials Monday and Thursday night football. We are Fort Smith's authentic Mexican restaurant, now serving fresh flour tortillas at the Rogers and Garrison location. La Huerta, eat till you hurt in Fort Smith. La Huertas!
Equip Fitness and Tennis Club in the area with a state-of-the-art fitness center, Pilates, fitness classes, personal and group training, and the best tennis facilities in the region. 7 outdoor courts, 5 indoor courts, plus pickleball and racquetball courts. And free child care is included. The Fort Smith Athletic Club. Call 452-4031 for membership information.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
Mainly clear sky tonight, an overnight low, upper 60s to lower 70s. Lots of sunshine Friday. Our high temperatures in the middle to upper 90s. Saturday, lots of sun. Our high will be in the low 90s north, upper 90s south, and then even hotter Sunday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
Radio station.
KERX, Paris Fort Smith, from the Bush and Bushlight Studios. This is ESPN 95.3. Broadcasting live from the Toyota Studios, this is the Morning Rush.
Yeah, this is a big ball game for both teams, but we're going to see a much improved Ole Miss team. We know that. As I said earlier, they got 2 fantastic offensive and defensive coordinators that have been in this situation before. They've both been head coaches, and they understand what it takes to get from week 1 to week 2 and get better, just like our staff does. So you'll see 2 much improved football teams Saturday night.
With John Neighbors.
Every time you put a mic in my face, I'm going to say Arkansas.
And Tommy Kraft.
We do things around here my way. You understand that? You're going to be second string all your life, boy.
The Morning Rush starts right now.
1 hour down, 2 hours to go. Appreciate everybody listening in on this beautiful day here in the great state of Arkansas. John Neighbors, Tommy Kraft, Ty Richardson, all in studio with you today. And thank you, as always, for making us a part of your morning this morning on a Football Friday, presented by Harry Robinson Buick GMC.
End of summer savings on Sierras and Yukon XLs right now, up to $14,000 off on the GMC Sierra with the all-new body style and tons of extra features. You need third-row seating and cargo room. The Yukon XL has it, and up to $13,000 off right now. End of summer savings, save up to $14,000 off at Harry Robinson Buick GMC, exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
For all the ladies over the age of 60, boy, do I have a treat for you.
I have just one question for you. Are you ready?
I've been ready for this my whole life.
Welcome to the most incredible 2 hours of your life. Here he is, the Clay Henry.
That's right, folks. Clay Henry of Hogs Illustrated joining us now on the Morning Rush. Will be with us up until 9 o'clock this morning. Good morning, Clay. How pumped up are you to be sitting alongside the Tommy Kraft?
Well, just ask Tom.
Well, you know when he says he does this dance when you play the John Cena music?
Yeah.
He's not kidding.
Well, why didn't you film it? Should have got to put that on social media.
I think it took him by surprise.
It broke my phone, I'm afraid.
All right, so great his performance then, Tommy. How was his dance moves?
It wasn't end zone quality, but it was pretty good.
It's pretty good.
But the part where I come over the top ropes and I start pointing to the bleacher seats.
For someone with an AARP card, it wasn't bad.
Well, you got to make sure he's being careful, because if he breaks a hip, then you're going to have to get him workers' comp.
I know it, and he's got to be in Oxford tomorrow, and it'd create a lot of issues.
Yeah.
It'd be a lot of problems.
Yeah, some things that we really don't want here on this show. Well, Clay, Arkansas playing Ole Miss tomorrow. I know we've talked about it a little bit with you this week, but now we're heading right up into it. It seems like every time that these two teams have met in Oxford, crazy things have happened. Crazy games have happened, at least over the few tries. Do you see this game being any different between these two teams?
Yeah, and that's not even talking about what happens in the Grove.
Yeah, that's true.
We're talking about on the field, right? I mean, it's like, I can't get hurt today because Vodka Water Girl is waiting for me, in the Grove. Not for me in particular, but it just, just kind of rolled through there and says, "Oh, there she is," and there she is, and she's already underneath the table.
Yeah.
This is out.
You've been to all of these places in the SEC multiple times.
Yeah.
Is there one more? Is that number one? What is number one as far as atmosphere and tailgating area?
That's pretty good tailgate, but I mean it's they're hotty-totty. I mean it's or hoity-toity, however you want to say it. The one I like to go to is LSU, and
you got to wear a hard hat because they'll throw whiskey bottles.
Well, that's in the stadium after the game, the whiskey bottle. But when the whiskey bottles are still full, 3 hours before,
that's their second bottle.
And you're walking through the the tailgate area from the media parking, which media parking is it's the last lot.
Yeah,
I'm sure they've got local media in the closer lot, but they'll just, hey, come on, have a little gumbo, and it will be good.
Oh,
and they trash talk you a little bit, but then they kind of hug you and pull you tight, and it's like, hey, you want some of this, you want some of that. Well, what is it? And he said, well, it could be anything. It's gumbo.
Yeah. Well, tomorrow it's going to be hot in the Grove.
Yeah.
All day, temperatures in the 90s in the mid-afternoon. How does that affect this game? It's a 6:30 kickoff, so the sun's still going to be up when the game goes off. Obviously, the second half will be a little bit cooler, but it's going to create challenges for both teams and test your depth.
I tell you, it will test the makeup. The makeup will be a little blurred. And, the mascara will be running a little bit because of the sweat.
I thought you meant the makeup of the team.
No, I'm talking about Grove. Yeah, you will have to play more guys, especially early when the heat. Now, after halftime, I think the temperature probably drop into the mid 80s. Won't be so bad, but humidity and heat is going to be quite a bit different. And everybody's, well, it was hot last week. No, it was only about 83 at kickoff, and while that might seem hot for us, that's not so bad for players in what they went through in August. But this is going to be significant heat, and the linemen, it's tough on them, and you can't rotate offensive linemen too much. They're going to be out there for the duration. So how they hold up against the pass rush in the fourth quarter, that will be one of the keys. Can you play 4 quarters and still match your physical I guess top end level? And probably you can't.
Particularly week 2.
Yep. And I just wonder if this is a week that, you play Hicks and Starkle a little more evenly. Maybe that's something to keep an eye on, see how that develops.
By the way, Clay, Wesley just tweeted into us, says, is Clay married? Tell his wife to come get her man. Clay should not be allowed in the Grove.
She'll be with me, so it's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be it's always a good time there in the Grove.
I'm not a significant threat in the Grove.
He's past his prime.
Yeah. There's not much potential there for me.
And don't sell yourself short there, Clay. You're a tremendous slouch for sure. So, but with Arkansas and Ole Miss, you mentioned the depth thing. That to me is really what's going to be showcased here in this game against Ole Miss, because not only in the depth of certain positions, like for instance defensive line with Dorian Gerald being out for the season. Jamario Bell's been going through his own issues. You may have somebody like Mateo Soli who has to step up. So you may be looking at a situation where a lot of these young guys, these young freshmen at different positions, are going to have to be counted on if they're going to be after rotating in and out, especially on defense, because as we saw last week, neither of these offenses looked really polished. So it might be more of a defensive battle. And if it is, you're going to have to rely on your depth, especially on those lines.
Yeah, I think so. What you said is exactly right, John. And I think you'll see Mateo Soli start, but I think Zach Williams and Colin Clay and Eric Gregory, who had that same ankle surgery that Frank Ragnow had, where you fix the high ankle sprain so it doesn't come back. He's back in the fold and will give you some plays. And I think all those freshmen are going to have to, do a few things. Now, I think Jamario Bell will be back, but with the knee injury, you don't know if it. How long it'll take before, he starts to wear down.
But, with all the injuries we've seen early in this year, a couple of season enders that we saw before the season started, Austin Capps now battling an ankle, Colton Jackson's foot still in right. We know about Dorian Gerald and lost him for the season. It seems like this list is just growing week by week. Should we be concerned about that?
Yeah, I think with this team, the thin nature of it, you can't have a whole lot more. But they've got more players. They've got more in some of the guys like Gregory will be back. I don't think there's any question Capps will be back from an ankle injury. The guy that nobody's really talking about that's going to get his first start without question, unless Capps has some kind of miracle, Ricky Stromberg. And about 6 weeks ago, he was at 265, and he's up to 285 now. I'm probably gaining it back, but he's a freaky guy as far as speed, athletic ability, and likes to play after the whistle, as they say.
Yeah, one of those nasty guys. Hey, do you live in Arkansas? Is your home 10 years old? And is it served by OG&E? They're offering a great program right now with their free weatherization program to increase your comfort and lower your bills. Call them at 1-800-272-9741. A trained crew will perform an energy audit at no cost to you. And if your home qualifies, you'll get free attic insulation installed, LED light bulbs, weather stripping, power strips, smoke alarms, carbon monoxide detectors, and a whole lot more. And all of it is absolutely free. 1-800-272-9741. That's 800-272-9741 for OG&E's free home weatherization program.
If you want to get on the conversation, call or text the Cherokee Casino hotline, 877-377-6963. We'll continue to discuss the Razorbacks and Ole Miss tomorrow with Clay Henry of Hogs Illustrated coming up next on the other side. Stay with us, folks. More of the Morning Rush coming up.
This is Football Friday on the Morning Rush. Presented by Harry Robinson Buick GMC, where you always get more for your trade. Shop online anytime at harryrobinson.com.
What's your more? Maybe it's more days in flip-flops. On a beach that you own. In the Caymans. Whatever you'd like more of, Mega Millions from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery can turn those dreams into reality. And the next drawing is for more than $130 million. So go to your local lottery retailer and get your ticket to more today. This is winning. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Football season is here at Crabtree RV in Alma. We make tailgating with your favorite team very affordable, with discounts up to $15,000 off new fifth wheels and $10,000 off new travel trailers. Check out deals like the new Catalina with patio for as low as $249 a month. Browse the area's largest indoor showroom and explore the new 2020 styles from Grand Design and Coachman Freedom Express. That's only at Crabtree RV in Alma, where your family's dreams come true.
Your fence is more than a decoration. It's a reflection of its owner. Choosing a fence company should be done with integrity and quality in mind. The Fence Man has been providing fencing and security solutions for over 40 years. An in-house custom iron and gate department, plus an access control department. The Fence Man offers services other companies aren't equipped to do. The Fence Man, fencing and security solutions to protect what matters most. 479-782-3936 or online at thefencemancompany.com, a division of Quantum Property Services.
Hi, folks. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources. Thanks to everyone who chose Rath Auto Resources as a better way to drive, we've had a record summer. Now it's time to restock the lot. So all this month, we'll be giving up to $3,200 above appraised value for your trade. Even if you still owe money on it, we can help. With up to $3,200 extra for your trade, we can get you out of your old ride and into something nicer and newer now. Like these special purchase 2018 Hyundai Elantra SELs. Loaded with equipment, great looking, and Rath Road ready starting at only $13,991. If you're keeping the car you have, let us take care of it for you in the Meineke Car Care Center with buy 3, get 1 free on all tires and 50% off on brakes. Help me restock the lot and get up to $3,200 extra for your trade. Now at Arkansas's favorite used car dealer, Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, a better way to drive. 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online at rathauto.com.
Requires bank approval. Vehicle purchase price affects trade allowance.
Joe's Grill and Cantina is the only place to watch the Hogs. Watch every game at Joe's. Enjoy half-price apps and taps during the game. And with TVs all around the restaurant, you'll have a front row seat. Half-price appetizers like brisket nachos, Mexican pizza, 10-layer dip, or Joe's humongous sampler platter. All half-price. And all beers on tap are half-price. Watch every Hog game at Joe's. Half-price apps and taps during every Hog game at Joe's Grill and Cantina. 3400 South 74th Street across from Harps.
This is Mark Hurst. It's back to school time for our kids and teachers, and for a lot of our families, including mine, back to school means back to a routine. At Hurst Family Dental Care, we recommend a routine when it comes to your dental cleanings. For a lot of us, routine cleanings are included at no additional charge through our dental insurance, but often we get out of the routine and taking advantage of that benefit. Call our office today at 474-1972 to set up your routine cleaning. Hurst Family Dental Care, a name you know and a name you can trust.
The weather is hot and the deals are hotter at Hertz Car Sales. Hertz offers a wide selection of high-quality cars, SUVs, or trucks, and amazing customer service where you can buy direct and save on every car. With inventory arriving daily, why not make the short drive to 2810 Midland Boulevard or give them a call at 783-1722. You can also check them out on the web at buyfromhertz.com. Proud to serve Fort Smith and the River Valley. Stop by Hertz Car Sales today. You'll be glad you did.
Protection with possibilities. Have past losses made you cautious about taking on risk with your investments? Are you concerned that your savings are not generating the returns you need? If you are interested in protecting your money and capturing potential investment growth, contact Brad Lewis at United Financial Advisors at 242-7466 or ufadvisors.net to see whether market-linked CDs may be the right solution for you.
Securities and advisory service offered through Royal Alliance Associates, member FINRA, SIPC. United Financial Advisors is a marketing destination.
Frank Rowe Furniture knows you are tired of all the back-to-school sales. So this September, we are going to do something different. Come into Frank Rowe Furniture and spin the wheel and win a free swivel recliner or get anywhere from 5 to 50% off at Frank Rowe Furniture. We also are now offering 0 down and up to 60 months interest-free financing with approved credit. Spin the wheel to win only at Frank Rowe Furniture. You always win at Frank Rowe Furniture, 405 4th Street in Barding, Arkansas. Best seats in the house.
Bow hunters, it's opening day. You've done all the scouting and practice for the first day of archery season. You're in your tree stand, 18 feet in the air. It's daybreak, wind in your favor. It's prime time, and there he is, the buck of a lifetime. Are you ready? Let the experts at Jelco Outdoors show you the new Matthews Vertex Compound Bow. Ultimate versatility and performance will give you the absolute confidence to make the shot. Jelco Outdoors, your premier archery dealer in the River Valley. Jelco Outdoors, the #1 Matthews dealer in Arkansas.
ESPN 95.3.
Well, I was born at a party in a barn with a guitar strapped across my arm.
The morning show that's got that wood.
Hicks from the gun. Boyd the tailback. Raheem gets the call. Touchdown, Arkansas. Raheem Boyd with the score, and the Hogs are up by 10.
This is the Morning Rush.
Welcome back into the Morning Rush on a Football Friday, presented by Harry Robinson Buick GMC.
Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith. Savings on Sierras and Yukon XLs right now up to $14,000 off on the 2019 GMC Sierra and up to $13,000 off on the third row seat with extra cargo room Yukon XL. And you always get more for your trade at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Continuing our discussion here with Clay Henry, Hogs Illustrated publisher, joining us. You have a few questions for Clay. I know we'll get to some of those here in just a bit. Be sure to call or text into the Cherokee Casino hotline, 877-377-6963. But right now, let's get into your Hog Update.
Arkansas football. It's the players running through the A. Hog hats. It's more than 70,000 fans calling Woo Pig Suey.
It's a great day to be a Razorback.
Guys, I've got just one thing I want to say to you. Touchdown, Arkansas!
Arkansas wins the national championship! The Arkansas Razorbacks have completed the dream season!
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush.
All right, it is time for your Hog Update, presented by Ozark Sportsman Supply.
Yeah, if you need to get your logo printed on T-shirts, collared shirts to give to employees or to clients, you need a place that has cutting-edge printing and embroidery machines, and they have them at the Ozarks. High-quality designs and graphics on almost any surface. T-shirts, canvas, leather, denim, and so much more. So if you're looking for high-quality printing and embroidery, you can find it now in-house at the Ozarks. Stop by and see their crew and get ready. And don't forget, the holidays are just around the corner. They can get all of those holiday orders handled right now. Ozark Outpost Clothing and Footwear and Ozark Sportsman Supply. Just off Highway 412 West, barely out of Springdale in Tawnytown.
So for your Hog update, I thought this was really fascinating that came out yesterday. Nikki Chauvinot of hogbeat.com is the one that put it out, but apparently Razorback football coaches will not be attending any high school games this weekend. All of the focus is completely and totally on Ole Miss. I don't know what impact that's going to have, but you certainly like to hear that if you're a Razorback fan, knowing that the importance is on this game and knowing how important recruiting is to Chad Morris. I thought that was interesting. That's the tactic he decided to take.
Well, I think that's probably appropriate. And this is how long have we been saying this? As soon as the schedule came out, we were like, "That's a huge game," and then John is like, he said, "It's a more huge game than that. It's huger."
Yeah, that was exactly what I said. Yes, a huger game, but it is a big deal, and it is a big game. But I'm curious, Clay, did they ever do this last year at any point where they didn't have high school coaches or coaches take any high school visits?
Well, I think there's some periods where it's dead, so yes, but it was, maybe they didn't have any where they could. I think in the 2 and 10 season, it was pretty obvious they needed to be on the road, guys.
Yeah. So that's probably where most of their focus went to as well.
And Ty would say they were trying to garner offers.
Clay, when's the last time you heard me say that on the show?
It was whenever it was a sad day.
Too recently.
It hasn't been since you said that.
But here's one other point.
Well, I give you credit for taking coaching.
One other point about you've got 52 redshirt freshmen, 52 freshmen on this team, right? It's their first,
52 out of 85.
50. Okay, their first time to take a road trip. A lot of these guys, they've been on a road trip with their high school team. They've never been on a road trip like this.
They need
all the supervision they can get.
They need room by room.
Exactly.
Holding their hands.
Exactly. So that goes along with being a young team is, hey, we need more chaperones, I guess. So we need
more
the coaches
chaperones.
here. Yeah. We need the coaches here.
Well, at some point in this trip they're going to say, "Are we there yet?"
Yeah. So that to me is one thing that stands. That's just the youth of the roster. I know the coaches need to be there because of the focus is on this game. That's the message they want to send. But you also got a young team with a bunch of guys that have never traveled on a college football team before.
John, when you guys are on your trip for the SEC Media Days and going to Hoover, does Ty say, "Are we there yet?" 2 or 3 times?
I don't think so. Actually, Ty's asleep most of the time.
He just sleeps the whole way.
Yeah.
Helps with none of the driving.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, Tommy. I didn't drive back.
Bitter man.
Man.
He said that the whole way on. Ty's not going to do anything. I drove back, buddy.
Well, hey, I'm just saying I appreciate.
I said the way there. I didn't say anything about coming home.
Ty, you're running the bit. You got to quit worrying about being right. You're running the bit.
Hey, hopefully this next time for Atlanta when the SC Media Days, Tommy's going to fly his first class. That's what I heard. That's what he promised me when I was hired too. So
I think you better go for coach first.
Just go aim high, Clay. Aim high and work myself.
First class
down.
means leather seats in your vehicle.
Hey, remember as you say, Tommy, first class time every time. So I'm just taking your words and making them law. That's all I'm saying.
Back to the original question. Yeah, all the coaches need to be there for take care of these youngsters.
Yeah. Well, and also Clay, Mike in Albuquerque, he texted into our Cherokee Casino hotline. He asked a question I was actually curious about too. Is Chad Moore still traveling to go watch his son play? I know this was a controversial conversation last year, but is he still doing that this year?
I assume he is. I mean, why wouldn't he? I mean, if he doesn't go and they lose, they say, "Well, way to go, Dad! You broke that string. He's been undefeated." I would want to be there if I was him because that is one recruit that he can kind of hone in on.
Yeah.
I think he was responsible for like 9 touchdowns last week or something like that.
Yeah. So earlier this week, I was listening to the Will Kane show that's on for an hour between halftime and Ruskin and Zach, and he was talking about being at a Highland Park football game last week. And he said, here we are about 30 minutes before kickoff, and we start hearing this noise, and it's a helicopter. And it lands behind the stadium on a practice field and had the big blue star on it. It was Jerry Jones coming to the game, too.
Wow.
So
that causes a stir.
Yeah, it does. But he doesn't drive across town. He flies across town.
That's not like you just seeing the traffic chopper up there.
No.
This is the big.
He said it had the big blue star on the tail. So
yeah.
Oh, I was hoping it would have his face on it somewhere.
So that's Texas football right there.
Yeah. Well,
when the owner of the Cowboys arrives to see his grandson play via helicopter.
Well, doesn't Chad Morris have a helicopter too? Doesn't he do that? Isn't that his thing?
They have a helicopter. I don't think it's his. I think he probably rents it. Yeah.
Right, the pork chopper or whatever they ended up calling it. I don't necessarily remember, but yeah, that's kind of the new thing, I guess, especially in Texas high schools, of flying a helicopter.
Tommy can get us a chopper.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Tommy,
make life easier.
Tommy needs to get me a new
Fort
chair
Smith,
first.
Well, everybody thinks we got these unlimited funds here.
Fort Smith to Norfolk by the crow fly.
Ooh, that'd be time saving right there.
Yeah.
Take all the curves out of Highway 23.
Yeah. Forget the new chairs that we could use in the office. Let's get the helicopter first.
Hey, these are y'all's ideas, by the way.
yeah, we're ones floating them to you. Let's go to the Cherokee Casino hotline. Joseph is in Irving. What's going on, Joseph?
Hey guys, how are y'all this morning?
Pretty good. How about you?
I'm pretty good. Hey, I had two little tidbits I wanted to talk about from the Portland State game, then move on to my one, I guess, key to the game for Ole Miss. The first one was, I think we can all agree our punting was a lot better in the Portland State game, but our coverage on the punts in terms of downing the punt, correct me if I'm wrong, I think we had 2 punts that were basically hit on like the 5-yard line or 6 and then went into the end zone. Is that right? And we only caught one of them out of 3, basically. I think that's a huge key for us, especially going, you have the opportunity down the ball on the 5, 6, 7-yard line. Those guys need to learn to just catch the ball. They don't have to have it down on the 1 as opposed to starting on the 25 for Portland State, Ole Miss, any of the other teams. That's a big thing that needs to get corrected this week. It's not a hard thing, but that is one thing I really think does need to get corrected because our punters did do a lot better of a job.
It's
and
a
then the next
15-yard
thing
mistake.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Connor Limper, I think all of us would agree, he probably has one of probably the 3 or 4 strongest legs in the SEC, and he's a very good kicker. I don't know if it was by design in the Portland State game for him to kick the ball only to like the 5 or 10-yard line, but the one kick he had that went into the end zone was, 7-8 yards deep? Is that right?
That's
Something
right.
like that?
Yeah.
His goal, to me, in my opinion, this week should be to try to hit the pad. I mean, he has got a great leg. He needs to try to kick the ball out of the end zone every time. That is one less opportunity for any team to be able to run a kick back. We saw last year against Texas A&M. And this year, especially against Ole Miss and some of the other SEC teams we're going to play, they're not going to catch the ball for fair catching on the 10-yard line. That's a gift to them. They're going to try to run that out and try to go score with it. So for him, in my opinion, he needs to kick the ball in the end zone every single time. I don't know why he wouldn't. I don't know if that was by design. I don't know if you guys heard anything different on that and why he was doing that, but that's one thing that I really think he needs to do is try to put the ball in the end zone, not give those guys a chance at all.
Well, Joseph, I do know that as far as your kicking thing, there are certain stats because we know that Chad Morris is a mathematic guy. He's a mathematician, if you will. The stats do say, though, that if you kick the football out of the end zone, of course, it goes to the 25. But there are coaches that believe that just looking at stats, that if you kick it at certain places on the field, it's going to save you about 3 yards. It'll get it at the 22, I think is what the average is. If you kick it at certain places and obviously have your coverage team out there. So that may just be by design for Chad Morris, seeing it as, hey, that's 3 less yards on average that we could give up if we just try to kick it, or maybe we want to cause a fumble. Maybe if we kick it to a guy who's not ready for it. I think that it's probably more of that than just, hey, let's kick it out of the 25 every time and play it safe. That would be my assumption.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I'm just, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Other than that, my one key to the game this week for us is it's not on the offensive side of the ball. It's for our defense. It's can our 4 down linemen get pressure? Can we get pressure with 4? What made our defense so good in 2015 was that we could get to the quarterback or at least cause him to be uncomfortable with 4 guys. Now, blitzing is obviously going to be a key thing for us, but making sure that we can try to get there or at least make him uncomfortable because he was not. I watched every bit of the Ole Miss-Memphis game. He was not comfortable from the start of that game to the end of that game. His offensive line was not very good. And Memphis, they did blitz some, but for the most part, they really just brought 4 guys. And that's one thing that Arkansas's got. They got to try to put the fear of God in him every time the ball is snapped, like Austin Allen had a few years ago running around for his life. Other than that, guys, I'm going to the game this weekend. Eddie from Clarksville, if you're listening, I will be in Section 2, row 35. Come see us, man. We want to ring that bell after the game. Other than that, guys, it's a bad day to be around and go Hogs.
I appreciate the phone call, Joseph. Good points there, especially about the special teams, because you brought up punting and how they had those 2 plays against Portland State that were just, you can't have them, especially in any situation, because Sam Lloyd did his job. People don't realize that, downing that ball at the 1 or at the 2, and the difference between having that or at the 20 or 25, the entire offensive staff has to change their game plan. They automatically, because they do this all the time in football, right before they have the next possession, if they know they're lining up for a punt, They got this game plan lined out. They got these plays they want to call. They got all this set up. Well, when that type of play happens, it changes everything. Then they have to adjust, and then they have to completely call different plays. You know that almost every team is going to play it ultra-conservative on that route. I mean, having a play like that or a few plays like that and having a punter that has the ability to do that is going to pay off dividends for Arkansas. And just imagine what those possessions would have been like for Portland State if Arkansas would have been able to down those balls within the 5-yard line. It would have been a completely difference maker.
It's a free first down you gave them. Number one, you back him up inside the 5. Clay, just the pressure it puts on the center to get the snap back right. You know, when you're anytime you're operating around the goal line, there's just extra pressure on the offense to know that this is not the place in the field.
Well, that's a place where the defense can score. A
Absolutely.
sack is a safety. You know, you can knock the ball loose, it might be a touchdown.
Yeah,
but
extra pressure.
And they know it, and they actually that's the play they practice the most. And I think one time the guy looked into the sun and he didn't find the ball, and that's going to happen sometimes, you know, in those afternoon games. But you have 2 down there, and one guy's not looking into the sun. The one on the right side, he definitely was looking in the sun and he couldn't find the ball. So I get it. That's going to happen. They got it 1 out of 3.
This is correctable.
Yeah, and it's in you know, well, they say practice makes perfect. They'll get better. Now on the kickoff. If you'll watch Connor Limpert, he's got a strong leg, but he is not consistent on the kickoffs. So that's one of the reasons they wanted to work on their kickoff coverage, and one way to work on it is to make sure that you kick it where they're going to return. Now, they fair caught every one of them. They didn't return any of them, and so you didn't get that work. So they finally was like, all right, let's just let him go ahead and kick it. Now, that was the direction the wind was blowing, and that's how he gets 7 yards deep. I don't think into the wind he can do that. He doesn't have that kind of a leg. But downwind, he should be able to put it where they're not returnable.
Yeah. Hey, stop by Crabtree RV. It's tailgating season right now, up to $15,000 off fifth wheels, up to $10,000 off on new travel trailers. And check out the new Catalina with patio. It's only $249 a month right now. Also, their 26,000 square foot indoor showroom has everything you need and all the accessories and supplies you are looking for. And see the new 2020 models from Grand Design and Coachman Freedom Express. They're already there. Crabtree RV in Alma, exit 13 off of I-40, next door to the Cracker Barrel. Crabtree RV, it's where your family's dreams come true.
Now, Clay, going back to your point about the kickoff, so do you feel like Chad Morris and this staff is trying to kick it into certain – but they're not trying to kick it out of the end zone every time?
There wasn't any question that they were kicking it for placement last week against Portland State.
But do you think that that's something that they want to continue to do, or would they rather kick it out of the end zone all the time? I guess
they would rather kick it out of the end zone all the time.
Never seen a touchback return for a touchdown.
Yeah,
ever.
They would rather kick it. But they know that, I mean, half of the game you're going into the wind. So you better have another plan.
Well,
because they're not going to be able to kick it out of the end zone into the wind. I haven't seen a kicker do that.
Well, because here's the reason why I'm asking, Clay, is because it seems like for the past, my goodness, like ever since the rules got changed to where the kickoff got moved up, I don't know exactly which year it was, but ever since that point, Arkansas has never, and I mean never, had kicks go out of the end zone consistently. And a lot of times people felt like it was maybe because they didn't have a kicker that had the ability to do it, but it seems like they have a kicker now to do it. So you're saying that it's the consistency out of Limpert that where he can't get it to the end zone every single time on the kickoff? Is that?
Yeah, have you been watching?
Yeah, I've been watching, but a lot of it
he can't get it to the end zone every time. He's not consistent. Sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't.
I know, but you just
better have another plan.
But you just said that they were also trying to work on coverage too. So how do you know which the difference is? Did he actually try to kick it into the end zone, or were they actually trying to work on coverage? Is my question.
Dang, are you listening? He hasn't done it every time for 2.5 years. He's not. He doesn't have that kind of a leg. People see it, and it's downwind, and, yeah, it gets into the end zone. Into the wind, it lands at the 8. Now, are you listening?
Yes, I am listening. You're not
so
making sense.
So they better have another plan.
Good grief, not making any sense.
Good grief is right.
Coming out here and just saying nonsense when I'm asking a simple question, Clay.
Why are you asking it?
Because it doesn't make sense when you've had multiple different kickers. It wasn't just a Connor Limpert issue. You've had other kickers that have had the same issue too. And my question is like there's times where they kick it to the side, kick it more towards the out of bounds line. They have plays set. So yes, they go with different plans. But my question is that we've seen him though kick it into the end zone.
Not consistently.
Correct. So do they call him to do that, though? Or is he just going out there saying, I'm going to kick it as hard as I can and see what happens?
I don't think he's going out there kicking it as hard as he can to see what happens.
It's kind of like when you swing a golf club as hard as you can, it may not stay in bounds. You can't kick it as hard as you can
Tommy.
because if it goes out of bounds, that's the worst case scenario.
That's a 35-yard line placement.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's another 15 yards.
His consistency on full-out kicks is not there. So if you ask me again, are they trying I'm going to lay the freaking headsets down, and I'm going back to my house.
Boy, so you're really going to reward me for that then, huh? If that's the case. So you're going to be able to just take off your headphones and not be on the show the rest of the day. That makes my day.
Next thing you know, Ty's going to say Garner, and I'm quitting.
Well, Clay, if that's all it takes, yeah,
Garner.
We're gonna make that happen for you, Clay.
Sounds like a check down or something that Peyton Manning would say back in the day.
Good grief. Well, okay, Clay. So first off, don't blow out our speakers like that again. You almost blew yourself out there. So So calm down. Don't start yelling so much. But I get what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. It's all about kicking it towards the end zone, and if they had the ability to do it, they'd be consistent about it.
Yeah.
My only point, though, is that there are some coaches out there that have been looking at the statistics and have seen that if they don't kick it out of the end zone every time, the average start of possession is right there around the 23-yard line. That's my point as well.
Yeah, he took the headset off.
Oh, he did?
Made him mad.
Oh, okay. Well, good.
And now he's put it back on.
Oh, now he's put it back on.
He's through.
He's through.
So I was done.
We're spending a lot of time on kickoffs.
Is he still talking about the kickoff?
He has a point, but you're right. The execution's not there.
Consistency is not there, so they're it's like you say kick it off as hard as you can, and then it's like, okay, let's see if we can cover him. Let's put it in a spot, and let's see if we can hold him inside the 20. That's what they're doing, John. That's what they're doing.
Do you want to move it to anything else? Are you done with the kickers, or do we need to move on to a different topic? Is that good?
I think we've covered the kickers.
Okay.
I've been done for about 8 minutes.
Pretty sure you're done when you started on the show, Clay.
I mean,
he hadn't even had his second cup of coffee.
Hey, there's no pink in this steak. It is well done.
Yeah, that's what everybody loves to hear. They love to have well done steaks.
Yeah,
there.
Everybody loves a well done
steak. You know what?
Steak.
If they get about 10 chances on kickoff Saturday, we'll talk about it again next week.
And I hope they have
that'll be it. Yeah.
I hope they have about 9 touchbacks. That'll make her a great segment here on the show.
Yeah. Well, Justin in Ocala just texted in. He says he wants to hear this conversation during the commercial break. I don't know if you want to hear that conversation, Justin. I don't know. I don't know if anybody wants to hear that conversation.
When we get to the next commercial break, the headsets will be back on Tommy's table.
Yeah, because that's the thing, Clay. Is me and you, we're not in the same spot. There's no telling what could happen. I mean, we could be seeing something like an Antonio Brown, Mike Mayock thing kind of going on here. If you were right here in studio with us, do you have any idea what I'm talking about?
Yeah, you would be hurt.
Oh, okay. I'd just be hurt.
Don't overlook the old man strength.
Yeah. Well, I'll still just look at the old man for sure. So
they've always said I had sneaky strength.
Sneaky strength. That's one way to put it. Well, I tell you what, Clay, we'll have to settle this on the field when we do our fence man picks. We'll have to have that go to the rest of the season and see who wins that. That's how we'll settle this whole
I'm coming
thing.
off the top rope after you.
I'd like to see you actually climb up on a rope. I'd like to see you climb anything, honestly, see how far you can make it. But, yes, we'll have that. We'll settle it on the field like men, like respected men that we are, and we'll make it happen there in the fence man picks because that's going to be coming up next. And right now, me and Clay –
it'll be a one man against one boy.
Well, hold on, Clay. First off, if you're going to participate in that segment with the fence man, you actually have to be on the segment. You can't just tell Tommy, pick all the favorites. You got to be a part of it. Are you going to be a part of it today?
We're going to hold his feet to the fire here.
I'll do it. Yep.
Okay. All right. So he's going to be a part of it. We're going to have Henry in from the fence man. He's going to be a part of it. We're going to do our picks. We're going to have some games. We're going to have some fun with it as well. And right now, me and Clay apparently are tied at the top. So we both have 2 points, Clay. Henry and Tommy both have 1 point as well. So
we got some catching up to do. So that's coming up. Tyler Wilson scheduled to join us at 8 o'clock. So we'll get some of his thoughts on where Arkansas is at offensively heading into this second game at Ole Miss. So that's coming up in about 23 minutes or so.
Yeah, so looking forward to all of that. And, of course, if you want to get on the conversation, be sure to call or to text into the Cherokee Casino hotline, 877-377-6963. Also want to remind everybody that if you ever miss anything here on The Morning Rush, be sure to check out The Morning Rush podcast. You can go to hitthatline.com, check it out there. Basically, tune in, Spotify, iTunes, whatever it is, and however podcasts are found, you can find The Morning Rush podcast. So be sure to subscribe and download that on the daily, Tommy.
All right. Hey, I want to tell you about Gaston's White River Resort before we get out of here. I'm looking at their dinner specials for this weekend. You put scallops on a plate next to a steak, and you've won me over. Two of my favorite things on the specials for this weekend: strip and scallops is one of their dinner specials for this weekend, and then horseradish infused smoked prime rib, a 12 and 16-ounce cut. That's available on Saturday only. I'm telling you, this strip and scallops will be delicious. Don't miss it this weekend. All the dinner specials for this weekend are online at Gastons.com. Book your reservations, 870-431-5202 for Gaston's White River Resort. A first-class time every time.
This is Football Friday on the Morning Rush.
Getting better.
Presented by Harry Robinson.
Hello, my name is Sean Brazel. I'm with the Fence Man and Quantum Property Services. I'm here to give you the brass tacks and hard facts of what encompassing all of your property needs are. We can help you with your real estate, your property management, your construction, and
your money. Hi, I'm Andy, Money Talks Knox. I'm here to talk to you about maximizing your return on your investment and also helping you get creative with your financing. Please, when you think of Quantum Property Services, Inc., give us a call at 479-434-6860. That's 479-434-6860. I'm Andy, Money Talks Knox.
brass tacks, hard facts.
Hi, I'm Seraphin from La Huerta. Here we like everything hot. La Huerta is where fresh, authentic Mexican food served fresh every day. La Huerta has 4 locations in the Fort Smith area with daily happy hour specials and margarita nights. Check it out! We're open 7 days a week with draft beer specials Monday and Thursday night football. We are Fort Smith's authentic Mexican restaurant, now serving fresh flour tortillas at the Rogers and Garrison location. La Huerta, eat till you hurt in Fort Smith. La Huertas!
Hello, my name is Sean Brazel. I'm with the Fence Man and Quantum Property Services. I'm here to give you the brass tacks and hard facts of what encompassing all of your property needs are. We can help you with your real estate, your property management, your construction, and
your money. Hi, I'm Andy, Money Talks Knox. I'm here to talk to you about maximizing your return on your investment and also helping you get creative with your financing. Please, when you think of Quantum Property Services, Inc., give us a call at 479-434-6860. That's 479-434-6860. I'm Andy, Money Talks Knox.
brass tacks, hard facts.
Hi, I'm Serafin from La Huerta. Here we like everything hot. La Huerta is where fresh, authentic Mexican food served fresh every day. La Huerta has 4 locations in the Fort Smith area with daily happy hour specials and margarita nights. Check it out! We're open 7 days a week with draft beer specials Monday and Thursday night football. We are Fort Smith's authentic Mexican restaurant, now serving fresh flour tortillas at the Rogers and Garrison location. La Huerta, eat till you hurt in Fort Smith. La Huertas!
The morning show that doesn't come to paint.
For the Razorbacks is Whaley. He gets the call, fighting for the goal line. Touchdown, Arkansas! Devwah Whaley goes the final yard as the Hogs march 64 yards in 10 plays to take the lead.
This is the Morning Rush.
Welcome back into the Morning Rush. Appreciate everybody listening in this morning. There's some great games in college football going on this weekend. Obviously, Arkansas and Ole Miss being the one that we have been discussing the most. But you got some other great SEC games and some other great lines. There's some interesting lines, and we're going to have some fun with that here in this segment as we have the fence man in, Henry, who's going to be doing the picks. And just to give a recap from last week and how it all went, which I still think Clay shouldn't count, but I'm going to let it slide this time around since he wasn't involved in the segment. But either way, I should say Clay and I, if I'm going to use proper English, because I know Clay would call me out on that. Clay and I have the lead. We got 2 of the 4 right. I had picked Oregon correctly and Alabama correctly, and Clay did the same thing. So those were the 2 so we both had the same ones there. Me and Tommy and Clay, we all had Arkansas, but the fence man was the only one that picked Portland State. He didn't pick them to win, but he picked them to cover the spread. So they did do that. So you got that point there, the fence man, Henry. And Tommy got the total yardage for the Arkansas-Portland State game right. I was 5 yards over. Just brutal Price is Right rules that we're playing there on the total yardage. So there's a recap of it. We'll see who can separate themselves this weekend. So without further ado, let's jump right into the fence man picks.
Fenceman Friday football picks. Call the Fenceman for all kinds of fences, controlled access, and custom iron projects. 479-782-3936. The Fenceman. We ain't afraid of no work.
All right, let's jump right into it. I'll tell you what, Clay, I'll let you go first. Just remember that this is a shorter segment, so keep your answers quick and to the point. We'll start with Arkansas and Ole Miss. Ole Miss is favored by 6.5 points in this game as of right now. Clay, who are you going with?
I'm not on the fence on this one. It's Arkansas.
It's Arkansas all the way. All right, Tommy, what about you?
I'll take the Hogs and the points. It's going to be a close game, so, Hogs and the points.
Hogs and the points, all right. Henry, what do you got? Hold on a second. We'll get right up to the mic for us right there. Hold on a second. Try it now.
I'll go with the Hogs.
There we go. All right, go with the Hogs.
Yeah,
all right, so you got the Hogs there as well. All right, I will also go with the Razorbacks. I think that even if they don't win this game, they'll at least get and be close enough. I think I have 28-24 in my actual picks in Hogs Illustrated, but we all are going with Arkansas to get the victory over Ole Miss. All right, let's go with the other big game this weekend, or one of the big games, Texas and LSU. Henry, I'll give you this one. Who you going with? LSU is favored by 6.5 points in this game.
I'm going to go with LSU.
LSU? Yeah. LSU. Okay. All right. Simple enough. LSU winning by at least a touchdown. I will. Man, this one's been tough. I'm going to go with Texas. I don't know why. I just have this feeling in this game in Austin, it's going to be all hyped up, and I think Texas is going to get the victory, and everyone's going to start screaming Texas is back, just like they always do anytime Texas gets the victory. So give me the Longhorns. Tommy, who do you got?
Can I root for a natural disaster? Texas and LSU? I mean,
it's brutal, I know.
Oh. Texas at home, I think LSU wins. It's close. Give me Texas in the points, but LSU to win.
All right. Clay, what do you got?
Well, I had this feeling too, but it's gas, and it's caused by Texas, and I'm going with LSU.
Going with LSU.
I mean, it's just I'm pulling for LSU in this one.
But you're holding your nose while you do it?
I mean, yeah, and I want Texas to lose, and then I want them to lose, and then I want them to lose. Yeah. And, I mean, I hope there's some kind of bacterial infection, and, I'm teasing.
Man,
yeah, not really.
Getting daunting there, yeah. Okay, so I think we all can agree that no one really we don't want anyone to win this game, but somebody has to win the game, so we'll lock those in as well. Okay, so the other big game in college football dealing with another SEC team is Clemson and Texas A&M. Clemson, it's in Death Valley, is favored by 17 points. A lot of points there for Clemson, and I'll just go ahead and kick it off. I'm going with Clemson. Give me Clemson. I think they blow out Texas A&M. I don't think it's close. I think from the very get-go, it's all Clemson all the way. Give me the Tigers. I'll go with them. Henry, who do you have?
I agree.
You're going Clemson?
I'm going Clemson.
Going Clemson. Yeah. All right, Clemson to get 17 points at least of a margin of victory. Clay, who do you got?
I got Texas A&M.
Okay.
I think they'll cover. I think it's a lot of points, and I think that this is probably a spot where they're going to lose, but they'll cover.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And Tommy?
Yeah, I'm with Clay. I think they've spent a lot of the offseason getting ready for this game. It was close last year under similar schedule circumstances. Clemson wins at home, but it's by like 7 or 8, 10 points, something like that.
Tommy, are you saying the Texas A&M went vanilla against Texas State in their first game?
I'm just saying they've – no. Okay. I'm just saying they've spent a lot more of their focus on Clemson than Texas State, and I think they'll be ready for Clemson to keep it close.
They weren't vanilla, they were swirly.
There you go. All right, so our little bonus question here, since this is going to be a game where nobody knows what's going to happen, we're going to go ahead and set it up to where we are going to try to predict the total points scored in the Arkansas-Ole Miss game. Henry, how many points are scored in this game?
Oh, man, that's tough. Total points.
Total points between both teams. Total points.
I'm just going to spitball here.
Okay.
I'm going to say 35.
35? Hey, not a bad pick. Not a bad pick at all. Okay, Henry says 35. Clay, how many points get scored in this game?
33.
33. All right, going with that route. Tommy?
42.
42. Okay, pretty fair, pretty fair. All right, I will go ahead and, I don't know, I'm going to play Price is Right rules. I'm going to go 45 points here, just a little above Tommy, right there at 45. I'm hoping that's the case because that'll be a much more entertaining game if there's a lot more points scored. So, just Ty, give us a recap of all everybody that make sure that we got them all correct.
All right, Clay's going with the Hogs, LSU, A&M, and 33 total points. John, you're going with Hogs, Texas, Clemson, and 45 total points. Tommy, you got Hogs, Texas, A&M, and then 42 total points. Henry, the Fenceman, you got Hogs, LSU, Clemson, and 35 total.
All right,
I need a clarification.
Oh, geez.
What do you mean?
Just go ahead.
Just a simple question.
All right.
So on the total points, what's the rule? You can go over, but you can't go under?
Price is Right.
It's Price is Right.
I'm asking
what
they
bust.
are.
Yeah, you can't bust.
I never played Price is Right. I
Watch
never
Bob
watched
Barker?
it. No.
Closest without going over.
I mean, it was going to be. I mean, having the trotting out the pets and save the pets, all that stuff.
You've got the lowest, right?
Yeah. So if it's anything below me, I get it, right?
No, if it's anything below you, you bust. You go over.
I go with 1 point.
Yeah, do a $1.
Okay, so you're going to go with 1 point.
$1 rule.
So anything between
$1.
there.
Just say $1, Bob.
Since I'm the low guy.
Just say $1, Bob.
$1, Bob.
There you go. All right, now we know what you need.
All right, so I'm going with 1 point. All right, so Are we all good with that? Are we all locking it in?
Lock it in.
All right, locking it in. All right, well, Henry, the Fence Man, appreciate you always coming in to picks. Tommy, tell the people about the Fence Man.
Well, I'm going to get Henry to tell us a little bit more because, Henry, I see a lot of y'all's great projects around town. If someone wants a custom wrought iron fence, something that's custom, unique to them, you guys do it.
Oh, yes, absolutely. We've got all kinds of options on ornamental iron, all kinds of options. So we got estate gates. We can even custom make a gate to suit your needs. Cantilever gates with operators. We can even do an ornamental iron gate in your wood fence that dresses it up and looks really nice. So just all kinds of options. I mean, if you can dream it up, we can build it.
All right, call Henry for a quick, no obligations quote, 782-3936. That's 782-3936 for the Fence Man. The Fence Man is a division of Quantum Property Services. Henry, we will see you next week.
Okay, look forward to it.
Yeah, appreciate it, Henry. We got to take a commercial break. When we come back, though, former Razorback football great Tyler Wilson will be joining us, talking about the Razorbacks in Game 1 and what he expects out of them in Game 2, heading to Ole Miss. Really looking forward to that. Stay with us, folks. More of the Morning Rush coming up in just a few minutes.
So on 4th down, pressure comes. Wilson sees it, lofts it up. His first career touchdown on 4th down goes to Michael Smith. Long snap count. The fake to Green, the throw to the end zone, touchdown. It's Stuman. They do fake it. Wilson rolling out, directing traffic, touchdown. Kobe Hamilton.
Wing, Mallett, as he lets it go, is hit. And there is a flag.
Oh, my.
Oh, dear. That one came from 20 yards away.
That was close, but Mallett was under pressure. He had to let it go just to avoid a sack from Fairley.
At the 34. Wilson, deep right side, man coverage. Battle. Is it caught? It is. Touchdown. Deep man open, caught. Ronnie Wingo, touchdown Arkansas. Mallett, and he has been brilliant. 12 of 13. That one's caught, touchdown. Whoa, on a rope.
Oh my goodness.
Joe Adams. On 3rd down, there's the pass in the inside route. It is caught, and it's going to be Arkansas in for the touchdown. Greg Childs, 5th catch of the day.
Dogs keep the drive alive. Play fake, and Wilson's going up top. He's got a man, and it is caught for the touchdown by Jarius Wright.
The leadership role for this basketball team. We have 4 outstanding freshmen coming in.
They're going to say that was incomplete. Look good from here.
Empty backfield now. Wilson looking right, across the middle, has a man. Jarius Wright leaps in. Touchdown. Wilson looking right, then steps up. He'll run it. Wilson a little fake. And will he muscle his way in? Yes! Touchdown, Hogs!
3rd down and 5. Wide open. Wingo. 3rd touchdown of the night. Pass thrown complete to Adams. That's a first down for Adams. Spin move. There he goes. Touchdown.
Wilson now 10 of 11. Got a man open. It's Dennis Johnson, Razorback touchdown. Kyle Davis, their wonderful running back, out for the year. Look at Wilson.
Man.
Wow.
That might be a touchdown. It is.
It is.
Oh, my goodness. Wait until you see how Wilson threw that ball.
A&M rushing 4, and Wilson going deep right is wide open. Touchdown, Arkansas! 68 yards. Wilson steps up, dumps it off to Wingo, is wide open inside the 5. Touchdown, Arkansas! Arkansas looking to tie the game. Wilson will keep it. Nobody expected that. And we've got a brand new game at the 11-minute mark. And it'll be Wilson, the quarterback, with a sneak for the touchdown.
To get back on track.
And now to the end zone. Touchdown, Jarius Wright. Wilson, here comes pressure. Throws to Dennis Green. Green with a convoy. Heading to the corner. Touchdown.
There's a flag down. Green and a tailback, but it'll be Wilson. Quarterback sneak touchdown, Arkansas. They're within a point. 4th and inches. They'll fake it. Wilson will run it. Gets into the end zone. Tyler Wilson took a shot. 10 seconds to go. Wilson going to the end zone. Touchdown. Good caught and threw a laser. Here's Wilson. Throws it back. 2-point conversion is good. Jerry is right.
And helping Devin Taylor take that for a touchdown. Wilson reloads and goes long. Man there. Got it. Jerry is right. And he's gone. Right. Touchdown. Wilson to the end zone. Touchdown. Jerry is right. Right on the money. Of each other. 3rd and goal. They heat him up. Complete. Touchdown. Right. This group of seniors has been a very accomplished class. And looking up top. Open. Touchdown. Adams. Perhaps 2nd and 7 here for Wilson. Wide open. Green. One man to beat. And that's what he does. Touchdown. Arkansas.
10 from the backside. Wilson, good block by Kiero Small. The ball is caught. Touchdown, Kobe Hamilton. Wilson deep. Adams deep. Adams with the catch. Touchdown. Right. Play action. Oh my goodness. How open can you possibly get? Razorbacks, no score in the game. Here's Wilson back. Across the middle, has a man, and he has a touchdown. Jerry is right.
Tyler Wilson going for the home run. Wilson, touchdown. Jerry is right. 45 yards. Backfield. Wilson over the middle. Caught. Hamilton, touchdown. Razorbacks. Johnson back there blocking, and Wilson's going up top. Wide open. Chris Graham. Touchdown. Arkansas. Niall Davis in the backfield. Play fake. Roll out. Wilson. End zone. Touchdown. Arkansas. Chris Graham again. Wilson, good time this time. And he's got a man wide open. It's Herndon. And Herndon will score. Touchdown. Arkansas. 6.
9th play of the drive, 2nd down and 9. Again, pressure. Wilson gets rid of it to the end zone. Has a man. Julian Horton. Did he stay in? You bet. Touchdown, Arkansas. That's been a tough week for the Pac-12. Touchdown, Arkansas. Kobe Hamilton. A 39-yard touchdown.
Those are the two marquee.
You're going to be second string all your life, boy.
The Morning Rush starts right now.
2 hours down, 1 hour to go. Appreciate everybody listening in on this beautiful day here in the great state of Arkansas. John Neighbors, Tommy Kraft, Clay Henry, Ty Richardson, all in studio with you today. And thank you, as always, for making us a part of your morning this morning on a Football Friday, presented by Harry Robinson Buick GMC.
Yeah, where you always get more for your trade, and right now up to $14,000 off on 2019 GMC Sierras, up to $13,000 off on 2019 GMC Yukon XLs. And if you're looking to get that third row seat and more room, the Yukon XL is the perfect vehicle for you. Get more for your trade during the end of summer sale going on right now. Harry Robinson Buick GMC, exit 11 off of I-540.
Really excited to have this guy back in on the show with us. Let's go to the Cherokee Casino hotline and welcome in former Razorback quarterback great Tyler Wilson. Tyler, it's been a while, man. It's good to have you back on. How's life been treating you, my man?
Man, it's good. Good to hear everybody. Good to hear everybody on your side as well. And I know we got a football season kicked off here, so you guys are kind of back in the saddle. I know the other sports carry the weight, but nothing like football. So. Everybody's back in the zone.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And I want to start right there with you, Tyler, because a lot of people have been trying to make sense out of that game against Portland State for Arkansas. Some people saw it concerning. Other people.
7 yards.
One for Arkansas against Portland State. What did you make out of that?
Well, first of all, it's the first game of the season, and typically when you play one of these opponents, a lesser opponent, they're going to come at you with a lot of unorthodox looks and some different things that maybe you didn't even prepare for. you really, on both sides, you don't know what to prepare for. Chad Morris has said over and over again that this was a very vanilla game for them. But I was honestly, I'd had an expectation that Arkansas was going to run the board with them, and that was not the case. So probably a little bit of a surprise from that aspect. And I think if you had to just gloss over the execution portion, nowhere near what I think a lot of people here in Arkansas expected in terms of the product and in terms of execution and being crisp. And so a lot of work between week 1 and week 2, and here we are at the end of the first week of college football, and we got an SEC opponent ahead of us who's also struggling. So an interesting matchup here moving into week 2.
Tyler, I don't know how many practices you went to, in the camp. I know, players had access to it, former players had access to it that the media didn't have. But I'm interested. I think a lot of our audience be interested into knowing what you think about the quarterback battle. And Ben Hicks and Nick Starkel got to see both in game 1. What's your opinion on this quarterback battle right now between these two?
I really hoped that, with what we saw last year, in the first 3 or 4 ball games, indecision in regards to who was going to play quarterback wasn't what anybody enjoyed watching or being a part of. And so you hope that they settle on a decision and you have a guy sooner rather than later. But both guys, Ben Hicks, a guy they're familiar with. They've said that over and over again. Obviously, the familiarity back to SMU. Starkel, you see the upside, and you get another year with him. And so from a development perspective, I think Chad Morris, Joe Craddock, maybe more so Chad Morris, thinks maybe Starkel's the guy. I look at when they implemented Starkel in the game against Portland State, very interesting. It wasn't at the start of a drive. It was the start of a drive, but it wasn't at the 20-yard line going out. It was at the 18-yard line going in. And they dial up a play, which is a pretty aggressive pass play, throw the ball, down the middle of the field, and unfortunately you get a forced error there by Starkel and an interception, which, to me it seemed like Chad Morris was putting him in a position there where he throws a touchdown, an aggressive play call, and then everybody's chanting Starkel's name for the rest of the day.
Speaking with Tyler Wilson via the Cherokee Casino hotline here on the Morning Rush. Tyler, I want to ask you about this whole vanilla thing, because this rubbed people the wrong way when Chad Morris said that they went really vanilla with the offense, very base offense against Portland State, and that may have been some of the reasons why it was not looking so polished and pretty as what people have hoped. When you were playing at Arkansas, was there something to be said? Like, what does it mean to be vanilla? And if there is something to be said about it, what did vanilla mean to you as a quarterback in your offense when you were playing at Arkansas?
I think when you're coaching, and I've never coached for a living, I've played for a bunch of guys that coached for livings, and I was able to pick up on their mentalities from time to time and the game plans virtually week to week for over 5 years in college and then, in 3 years in the NFL. And I watched how we prepared for preseason games in the NFL. I watched how we prepared and was very involved in that at Arkansas. And I saw a team from the Big Sky Conference come in here, Portland State, with players that virtually were not recruited at all, and they lined up across from us, man-to-man coverage with the safety in the middle. And I was surprised that we never tested their athletes one-on-one down the football field on a man-to-man coverage go route. There was no balls thrown over 35 or 40 yards down the football field where you can let a much more recruited player, 3 or a 4-star player, go up against a guy that virtually was unrecruited to make a play, to try to at least ignite and separate yourself early in the football game. I'm good with vanilla, but I'm also good with beating Portland State by a good amount and making your fan base feel comfortable in the direction of the program. So, those are things, to me watching, it was almost insulting that the team was coming in, or I would feel insulted if I was playing that that somebody's coming in feeling like they can play me man-to-man coverage and us not take advantage of it.
Morning Rush brought to you in part by Williams Tractor, who has the nonstop workhorse for your nonstop world with the Power Star utility tractors. 6 models to choose from, 64 to 117 engine horsepower. See them for yourself at Williams Tractor in Fayetteville, Berryville, and Bobcat of Northwest Arkansas and Rogers. So we're talking about deep shots down the field. What do you think about these young wide receivers and the mismatches, Tyler, that they could create throughout this year? What are you seeing in this young talent at wide receiver versus last year where Arkansas was at wide receiver?
Well, I wish I could tell you more. I get up every day and go to work, so I'm not there at the facility. And I wanted to see a lot of that on Saturday. Unfortunately, nobody did. What you hear is that you're much more talented. What you see is you've got a little more speed and you've got some physicality, but I hadn't really seen anybody make a play after a catch. I hadn't seen anybody get yards after a catch right now. I haven't seen that real explosion in a game setting. I'd hope to see it, 10 times on Saturday. And again, back to vanilla. I'm not going to keep harping on this, but I do think, there's some bit of vanilla that's reverses, trick plays. I mean, I get not unveiling a lot of the stuff that you've got in store for SEC opponents, but letting your players, letting some of these young wide receivers that you're talking about run one-on-one go routes, that's not exposing, or that's not showing anything that you're pulling out of your hat. So, I hope this weekend that we can see what you're talking about, Tommy, that we've got some young players that can go up and make plays and compete one-on-one with other SEC talent.
Tyler, it's Clay. That was the question that I asked after the game, and I was curious to the pre-snap look, which looked like man-to-man, which is what Portland State played last year. And Chad Morris and Joe Craddock and quarterback all said that the pre-snap look was to call the go route, and the post-snap look is that they rolled their safeties back, and they had 2 safeties over the corners, and the play was a check down, and that they were not playing their strong safety looked like he was playing run, and they rolled him post-snap back into the middle of the field, which called for the run, and that's why they ran for 200 yards. And they probably, in hindsight, wished that they would have gone ahead and forced some go routes, but they knew they'd be forcing them into, 2 high safeties, the cover 2 look. And that was not the way they played last year. They played almost all man, but they flipped that around and played almost all zone and played their middle linebacker 8 yards deep. And it sure looked like they could run in the alleys and with how they were set up. And so, maybe they messed with their rules a little bit. And I think you probably understand that terminology.
You hit it on the head, and again, not every look for the entire game was man coverage, and that makes total sense, Clay. Their pre-snap was press coverage on the outside with the safety in the middle, and so it looked like man-to-man coverage with the safety. And then there was a good portion of that where they would disguise that and go into a zone coverage, some with 2 safeties, and they would roll to it in a funky look, or they'd roll to it with almost a cloud, where it'd be cover 3. So they were showing man and rolling to zone. But, there were also, even in cover 3, I mean, it's not a great look to throw, go balls in or deep balls in. And I'm sure with the options that the quarterbacks have in this offense, you've got to be able to read pre and post snap. And pre-snap tells you that, hey, this is man-to-man coverage. I might have a chance to throw a go ball here. And then post coverage, they're rolling into zone. And, it's telling you rule-wise, I got to hand this ball off. And that's what's interesting, though, is they were playing this a zone and they were dropping another guy in, which made running the ball somewhat difficult. And so it was probably, if I'm applauding Portland State, a pretty good game plan, knowing Chad Morris's system and knowing what the quarterbacks were reading and giving us kind of a funky look that we were not prepared for. So, I mean, if that's the way you look at it, maybe you give an applaud to Portland State, and you have that. I go back to some of the early games that I played in. Louisiana Monroe upset us in Little Rock. I didn't play the back half of that game, but the first half of the game, where they ended up knocking me out and I had a concussion, they were giving some very, very unorthodox looks that totally messed with our rules and assignments. And, it takes a half to try to figure that out. And you can really do one of two things as a coaching staff when they're messing with your rules. You can say, all right, guys, we're going to force stuff. We're going to do stuff we don't practice. We're going to make adjustments against what we coach every day. Or we can just say we're going to run what we do, and it might not look pretty, but we're a better team than them, so we're going to find a way to win.
Speaking with Tyler Wilson, former Razorback quarterback, great here on the Morning Rush via the Cherokee Casino hotline. Tyler, I also want to ask you about the tempo, because I feel like this might be a misconception from a lot of fans when they hear about Chad Morris, all about tempo. They haven't really been able to see any of the fast-paced, hurry-up, no-huddle, full-tilt boogie type of offense where not necessarily just the play calls themselves, but getting up to the line quickly, not doing the huddle, just making these plays get really fast and try to get the defense off of their toes. Is that something that also is going to be – I mean, is it going to take some time to get to that point where you're a little surprised that we haven't seen much of that yet, or is that something that's part of the vanilla package? I know we keep bringing it up, but the vanilla thing where they didn't want to go too fast, they wanted to scale that back a little bit as well.
Yeah, I think, again, it's and Clay, having you on the show this morning is so valuable, and I enjoy communicating with you about that, and Tommy and John are in a great spot to continue this conversation this morning. But I think the vanilla aspect of it, you've had 2 years with Chad Morris. The first year you had Cole Kelly and Ty Story, of which you were working with and trying to teach the offense. Both those guys are no longer in the program. You've had new guys come into the program with Starkle and Hicks. And although Hicks is familiar with the offense, he's still in reboot mode. I'm not sure that Chad Morris is still where he wants to be with this thing, with as much turnover as he had, a year ago, in terms of, where we're at in terms of install versus where we're at last year. We're much further along, but still nowhere near what he'd probably like to be. And so when I think of the go fast mode, you're wanting to try to run what you have good before you go super fast. But I would say if we don't see it this week, I'm curious to know when we will see it, because that's 90% of how to run this system really, really good is going fast and making sure the defense is not prepared and they're not aligned, and you catch them off guard. That's the beauty of the spread no huddle system.
Yeah, Tyler, I think that one of the reasons, and you'll get this, everybody thinks it's the quarterback that is the key to going fast. The key is for young wide receivers to know how to line up, make sure their splits are right, they're taking advantage of what the defense is aligned in with, getting their splits right. And then the constant shuffle that they've had in the offensive line, I mean, you can only go as fast as those guys can pick up, all right, who's there? I've got to block this guy. What are the protections? And I think that's what's slowing them down more than anything. And I mean, there ain't any question that Hicks and Starkle can go fast.
Do they have 5 linemen that can play 8 plays in a row?
Yeah, I mean, it's like are they getting their calls down, and do they understand the calls? And sometimes you can see they're looking back at the quarterback, and then they're looking at each other, and then they're redoing their calls. And that might not be the right terminology, but getting set up front and making sure they're not going to turn somebody loose. I mean, that'll slow a quarterback down. You never like to be on your back, did you, Tyler?
Clay, and you'll probably relate to this. I came in with it would have been my junior year. I came in with a bunch of wide receivers that were familiar, some offensive linemen that had played a lot, and we'd break the huddle or no huddle, And I felt very confident that we knew what we were doing, and every player on the field felt that or knew that. And that's one thing. And then my senior year was a very different story. I broke the huddle, and there was a lot of eyeballs that were kind of wondering, is this the right side of the field I'm supposed to line up on? And there, there were some housekeeping things that had to go on there that were made from a quarterback perspective, made you feel a little uneasy. And when you're trying to go fast and you've got young players on the field, it's hard for a quarterback to feel very confident, and hard for everybody else to feel confident because the brain's running at about 100 miles an hour, and you're about 75% sure you're doing the right thing. And that's not a good situation to be in. And I think all these young guys are trying to absorb that information, again, beyond just Ben Hicks and Starkel. It's these wide receivers, and it's the offensive line. And one of the things offensive, from an offensive line perspective that I've seen is it's a really vanilla with protections. I mean, they're pretty. We're not super sophisticated. We're scan protection, allowing the running back to come back and pick things up. So we're not changing a lot of stuff at the line of scrimmage. We're making it pretty vanilla, but especially the wideouts. I think that's one of these things with as much that's involved in this offense. There's a lot of people that have to understand what's going on at a high level in order to play real fast.
Tyler Wilson, former Razorback quarterback. Always appreciate you hopping on with us, Tyler. I'm sure we'll be having more conversations with you as the season goes on. Enjoy your weekend, man. We'll catch up with you, all right?
Yeah. All right. Let's go get a win.
All right. Appreciate it. Yeah, simple as that. Just go get a win.
Hey, if you don't have TV all set up for tomorrow night, or maybe you're heading out to Deer Camp in a few weeks and you know you want to be able to watch all your favorite football games and watch the Razorbacks when you're on the go, you need a new tailgater unit from World of Wireless. Right now they have several refurbished models that they've got that are under $100 a month, and they've got all the latest in the tailgater portable satellite system technology as well. Check all of that out at World of Wireless. TV on the go. It only weighs 8 pounds. It's easy to set up, and it takes all the hassle out of a dish and LNB and trying to align that at your tailgate. 877-305-DISH. That's 877-305-3474 for World Wireless.
That was really fascinating, his comments about the vanilla offense and the type of style and strategy that they were trying to do. It seemed like he fully understood it and felt like that, it's something that's completely understandable from this coaching staff as well.
Yeah, I wanted to throw this in. We're working on this high school book project. Tyler's one of the all-time quarterbacks on our team. And, I mean, it's not a first team, second team, third team, but he was a really easy pick from back in those Greenwood days. And Tyler's one of my favorites. I mean, it's just I just had so many good experiences sitting and talking with him. And his dad, Don, sometimes we'd be at practice and we'd gravitate, and then all at once – we're talking about fishing. Good fisherman there.
Don's an old college basketball player himself.
Yeah, I mean, and he was a dandy. I mean, tough and I think he
looks like an offensive lineman.
Yeah, and every once in a while Tyler would tell me stories about the way he was raised, and that's like, yeah, he's a pretty tough dad.
Yeah.
Tyler turned out pretty good with whatever Don gave him.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, Burton Pools and Spas wants to invite you to stop by Springdale or Fort Smith right now. Think about an in-ground pool. If you've always wanted an in-ground pool, fall is a great time to start the design, the planning, and the construction and have everything done by spring. That's all at Burton Pools and Spas. They can begin all of that for you here in the next few weeks and actually get your pool completed and your yard back in order and everything done before springtime. So stop in and see them. That's at Burton Pools and Spas, Fort Smith and in Springdale. They put my pool in, and it's absolutely awesome, and you'll love the service you get at Burton Pools and Spas. Burton Pools and Spas, your source for backyard fun.
Get on the conversation. Call or text in the Cherokee Casino hotline, 877-377-6963. On the other side of the break, we're going to get you an SEC update on all things going on and also get into those big SEC games that are happening this weekend. I want to talk about it and break it down a little more with Clay and Tommy on the other side of the break. Stay with us, folks.
This is Football Friday on the Morning Rush. Presented by Harry Robinson Buick GMC, where you always get more for your trade. Shop online anytime at harryrobinson.com.
Celebrate the end of summer with golf at one of Arkansas's most beautiful and challenging courses, Chamberlain Country Club. Our stay and play package includes 2 days of golf for two and 1 night stay in the villas at Chamberlain, all for only $150. This limited time offer is only available through September 30th, so call us today at 479-495-4110 to reserve your tee time.
The Starlight Lounge presents An Evening with the Progressive Box.
Oh, what a great audience. Let's dim the lights for this next one. Nope, too much. There it is. Gotta get things just right. Like Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Tell us what you want to pay, and we help you find coverage options that fit your budget. And now, the mood is right. Wait, the lights are back on again. Trudy, can you? And now it's completely dark.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Sugat's here at Small Business Month, and Dell is celebrating innovators and job creators in a big way. Like up to 40% off business PCs big. Even a free 1 terabyte external hard drive with select purchases big. Call 877-BUY-DELL today to connect with a U.S.-based advisor. They are ready to help with tech solutions tailored to your business, like finding just the right Dell PCs with Intel Core processors, because your hard work is more than appreciated, it's admired. Call 877-BUY-DELL today.
Hi folks, Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources. Thanks to everyone who chose Rath Auto Resources as a better way to drive, we've had a record summer. Now it's time to restock the lot. So all this month, we'll be giving up to $3,200 above appraised value for your trade. Even if you still owe money on it, we can help. With up to $3,200 extra for your trade, we can get you out of your old ride and into something nicer and newer now. Like these special purchase 2018 Hyundai Elantra SELs. Loaded with equipment, great looking, and Rath Road ready starting at only $13,991. If you're keeping the car you have, let us take care of it for you in the Meineke Car Care Center with buy 3, get 1 free on all tires and 50% off on brakes. Help me restock the lot and get up to $3,200 extra for your trade. Now at Arkansas's favorite used car dealer, Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, a better way to drive. 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online at rathauto.com.
Requires bank approval. Vehicle purchase price affects trade allowance.
Hardee's new 2-3 More breakfast menu is as easy as a walk in the park. $2 gets you a pair of cinnamon and raisin biscuits or a savory sausage biscuit. $3 gets you a tasty bacon, egg, and cheese on a made-from-scratch biscuit. And $4 gets you a hearty breakfast platter loaded with sausage and other breakfast classics. In fact, the new 2-3 More menu may even be simpler than a walk in the park. It's more like a walk in an airport, where they have those sidewalks that move for you. Pilots have it made. The new Hardee's 2-3 More menu. Offer available for a limited time during regular breakfast hours at participating Hardee's restaurants. Price and participation may vary. Tax not included.
Are your real estate investments being properly managed? Are you sending a check or cashing a check each month? If you're tired of your current property managers, then call Trinity Multifamily. Trinity will qualify your tenants and leases, inspect your properties, and take care of maintenance and provide you with web-based access to current financial reports, leases, and pictures of your property. Call Trinity Multifamily at 479-452-1817 or online at TrinityMultifamily.com. Trinity Multifamily, your teammate in the real estate game.
Tire. Yes, tires. Jodys, tire. No, it's JodysAuto.com.
I thought you said they sold tires.
Yes, Jody sells tires. The best brands at the best prices.
Doesn't say tire in their name.
Doesn't say they do brakes and alignments and oil changes either.
So, JodysAuto.com sells tires.
Price match guarantee.
So let's see what they have.
Okay, go to JodysAuto.com and click on Shop for Tires and get a quote. You can even get financing.
Free flat repair?
And free road hazard.
Wow.
Best tire brands and prices, sure, but these folks know tires. And JodysAuto.com has a lot more to offer. 3 locations and one-stop service. Total convenience. One stop for oil changes, repairs, maintenance, tires, towing, and fleets. Voted best of the best because they take care of their customers. Since 1984, convenience and trust. JodysAuto.com.
I bet you're ready to finish that warm weather renovation. Whether you are a do-it-yourself remodeler or a full-time contractor, the paint store in Van Buren is friendly and special orders are no bother. Sue and Vicki, with over 30 years of experience, welcomes all your painting questions and will help you feel confident in your choices of colors from Richards Paint. The paint store is at 1414 Fayetteville Road in Van Buren. Come see them or check them out on Facebook today.
Hey hunters, fall hunting seasons are drawing near, and Jelco Outdoors has all the gear to make this year one to remember. Stop by and check out the bows, guns, stands, blinds, feeders, clothing, footwear, cameras, and so much more. Hurry in and start getting ready for fall at Jelco Outdoors, your premier locally owned outdoor store in the River Valley. Remember, a great hunt begins at Jelco Outdoors in Fort Smith.
ESPN 95.3.
Tennessee whiskey. You're as sweet as strawberry wine.
Iron sharpens iron.
Brandon gets the snap. He's going to keep the football into the end zone. Arkansas wins. The Razorbacks win. The Razorbacks have won the football game. Brandon Allen with the 2-point conversion, and the Hogs win it 53-52 the final on an epic day in Oxford, Mississippi. How about them Hogs? How about them Hogs?
This is the Morning Rush.
Welcome back into the Morning Rush. It is that time on a Friday as we go to the phone lines and welcome in Larry Rath of Rath Auto Resources. Good morning, Larry.
Good morning, guys. Hope you're having a great day. We're excited about a big weekend over here at Rath Auto Resources. You know, we're having this promotion with up to $3,200 extra for your trade. We know a lot of folks are driving around in a car they'd really rather not have. Either it's just an old car and they need to trade, or maybe they've got a car they owe some money on. Folks, we need those cars. Right now is a great time to bring those in as we restock the lot at Rath Auto Resources with these trade-ins up to $3,200 extra for yours. It's easy. Come in, talk to one of our friendly non-commissioned solution specialists. They'll show you around, help you find a car that's just right for you, make sure you're happy with the price and the payment, and then, great service after the sale in the Meineke Car Care Center. That's really our secret weapon. It's how we get our cars ready. It's how we take care of our customers and keep them coming back for all their automotive needs. At Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Centers. We're at 4515 Towson Avenue here in Fort Smith, the corner of Don Tyson and 71B in Springdale, or you can check us out online, rathauto.com.
All right, that's Rath Auto Resources, Fort Smith, and in Springdale. Larry, have a great weekend.
Thanks, guys. Y'all have a good one. And folks, come and see it.
Somebody said we've got SEC bias. Deal with it. They're the best.
In the SEC, it just means more.
I know one thing, the SEC just got a little tougher.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
All right, it is time for your SEC update presented by Ozark Outpost Casual Clothing and Footwear.
If you want to take your company's logo and put it on a T-shirt, a golf shirt, really anything, whether it's fabric, whether it's canvas, leather, denim, or anything, they can now do it at the Ozarks in-house. They got high-quality printing and graphics machines that can take care of all of that. So if you're looking for high-quality printing and embroidery, it's now available at the Ozarks, and they do it in-house. So if you've been searching for the right company to do your company T-shirts or staff shirts, they can do those at the Ozarks. Ozark Outpost Clothing and Footwear and Ozark Sportsman Supply. Just off Highway 412 West, barely out of Springdale in Tawnytown.
So for your SEC update, by the way, Georgia, do you remember this? Tell me if this sounds familiar, guys. Georgia was talked about last night on an NFL broadcast and has also been promoting the fact that they are bigger than any offensive line in the NFL. Have you heard that one before?
I think we've heard that story.
Yeah.
It didn't work out well the first time I heard the story. I think it might work out better for Georgia than the previous version.
Yes. But it was funny because Sam Pittman obviously recruited a lot of those guys that were at that size. But I remember how that got thrown around all the time about how this offensive line is bigger than any average offensive line in the NFL. So therefore, what? What does that mean? That they weigh more?
We're going to run the ball more. That's what he's saying.
Yeah. Well,
they're biscuits short of 330. Every one of those boys.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it works out a lot better for them than it did for Arkansas. But I just thought that was funny that it sounds so familiar about having a bigger offensive line than any NFL team. Also, in other news too, this has to do with South Carolina, but their athletic director Ray Tanner has said that the buyout for Will Muschamp falls in line with the rest of college football, but he is still very confident that he will get the job done at South Carolina. Gamecock fans are not happy with Will Muschamp right now.
It's never good when your AD is getting questions about the buyout in September.
Nope.
When he's having to speak to the buyout and what the contract language is in September, not good. And, of course, they got beat by North Carolina last week, so people are little hacked off at that.
Yeah, I remember talking to Danny Ford in about 93, 94 maybe, and it was like about the SEC, and I think that was pretty soon after we had the Joe Kynes comments about wearing a rain suit if you sit in the front row, because in the SEC they're going to slit your throat, drink your blood. It's kind of a graphic comment, but it was appropriate. And Danny Ford, his simple reply was, you're a 2-game losing streak from the hot seat and a 3-game losing streak from what's the contract.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't even take past 1 game to get that for Coach Will.
Yeah, and the way that these buyouts are done in college football nowadays, I mean, it's just unbelievable how much they are, and how, it's funny to me because it feels like every fan base has this idea that there's just this 1 or 2 particular boosters that'll just say, oh, no, they got it. Because it was like that with Arkansas and Jerry Jones. Have Jerry Jones write a check. Just have him write a check, and it'll get Brett Bielema out of there. It doesn't work that way. It's not as simple as just, oh, well, somebody will just give up $11 million to do a buyout. No problem, no questions asked. I mean, there's a lot more that goes into it. But with Will Muschamp and him being a question about it, I know that we talked about Gus Malzahn and the buyout that he has if he doesn't succeed this year. But the victory against Oregon at least has him on the right track. I mean, there could be a lot of coaches getting a lot of money nowadays, and it seems like it's a growing problem. I just don't know if it's ever going to change. I don't know if it's ever going to get better to where these coaches don't have these insane buyouts anymore, because that just seems to be the way college football is going.
Yeah, and until the market changes, that's the way it is, because that's what it takes to hire a good coach anymore.
Yeah, I went through last night wondering what my buyout was, and I think it was a pack of gum.
Yeah.
Tommy, isn't that what you put down there?
Yeah, I mean, it's a world I'd love to live in, wouldn't you?
Yep.
Hey, I don't have to do if I don't do a very good job and I don't meet the objectives, the goals, the deadlines, I still get all my money and just sent to the house. Isn't that a great deal?
Oh, it's a fantastic deal. But, Clay, you may have to work that out with Tommy, though, to where you just have it.
Half a pack of gum.
Well, and you have to make sure you get
the bucket of double bubbles, what I really want.
I was about to say, you're going to have to make sure you get a piece.
It's all about the negotiation.
You get a piece every month from here on out for the next 2 years. You get just a piece of that gum every single time. You got to be able to work it out the correct way.
It's done in monthly installments.
Yeah, exactly. Monthly installments there. But go ahead, Tommy.
I was going to say, hey, I want to remind, before we get out of here, I want to remind everybody, tomorrow night's all-you-can-eat all-you-can-eat crab legs, and you can have catfish, too, if you want, at the Catfish Kitchen, top of Logtown Hill, 727 Fayetteville Road. Tuesdays and Saturday nights, Adam Daly and his bunch do wonderful crab legs, and you can have all of the crab legs you want during the game or before the game. It starts at 4 o'clock at the Catfish Kitchen, 727 Fayetteville Road, top of Logtown Hill in Van Buren.
We'll get to more of your phone calls, more of your text messages, and our final predictions for Arkansas Ole Miss on the other side of the break. Stay with us, folks. More of the Morning Rush coming up.
This is Football Friday on the Morning Rush. Presented by Harry Robinson Buick GMC, where you always get more for your trade. Shop online anytime at harryrobinson.com.
Are you in the market for a new pool or spa? Seaside Pools and Spas has been constructing quality pools in the four-state area since 19...
Hello, my name is Sean Brazel. I'm with the Fence Man and Quantum Property Services. I'm here to give you the brass tacks and hard facts of what encompassing all of your property needs are. We can help you with your real estate, your property management, your construction, and
your money. Hi, I'm Andy, Money Talks Knox. I'm here to talk to you about maximizing your return on your investment and also helping you get creative with your financing. Please, when you think of Quantum Property Services, Inc., give us a call at 479-434-6860. That's 479-434-6860. I'm Andy, Money Talks Knox.
brass tacks, hard facts.
Hi, I'm Serafin from La Huerta. Here we like everything hot. La Huerta's where fresh, authentic Mexican food served fresh every day. La Huerta's has 4 locations in the Fort Smith area with daily happy hour specials and margarita nights. Check it out! We're open 7 days a week with draft beer specials Monday and Thursday night football. We are Fort Smith's authentic Mexican restaurant, now serving fresh flour tortillas at the Rogers and Garrison location. La Huerta, eat till you hurt in Fort Smith. La Huerta's!
Hello, my name is Sean Brazel. I'm with the Fence Man and Quantum Property Services. I'm here to give you the brass tacks and hard facts of what encompassing all of your property needs are. We can help you with your real estate, your property management, your construction, and
your money. Hi, I'm Andy, Money Talks Knox. I'm here to talk to you about maximizing your return on your investment and also helping you get creative with your financing. Please, when you think of Quantum Property Services, Inc., give us a call at 479-434-6860. That's 479-434-6860. I'm Andy, Money Talks Knox.
brass tacks, hard facts.
Hi, I'm Serafin from La Huerta. Here we like everything hot. La Huerta's where fresh, authentic Mexican food served fresh every day. La Huerta's has 4 locations in the Fort Smith area with daily happy hour specials and margarita nights. Check it out! We're open 7 days a week with draft beer specials Monday and Thursday night football. We are Fort Smith's authentic Mexican restaurant, now serving fresh flour tortillas at the Rogers and Garrison location. La Huerta, eat till you hurt in Fort Smith. La Huerta's!
Down a back road, I got a flag. On the front porch, I got a dog named Waylon. I got a driveway that needs paving. I got a boat with a 2-stroke, a couple guaranteed to make you laugh jokes. I got
The morning show that's got that wood.
Hicks from the gun. Boyd, the tailback. Raheem gets the call. Touchdown, Arkansas. Raheem Boyd with the score, and the Hawks are up by 10.
This is the Morning Rush.
Welcome back into the Morning Rush on a Football Friday, presented by Harry Robinson Buick GMC.
End of summer savings are on right now. Sierras and Yukons marked down up to $14,000 off retail price. This is the brand new 2019 GMC Sierra with a new body style and tons of features. It's now $14,000 off. Get more for your trade during the end of summer savings sale at Harry Robinson Buick GMC, exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Got a few people that have been texting into our Cherokee Casino hotline. Danny from the 479 says, or excuse me, not Danny from 479. This comes from the 479. Art and Rogers
Says he likes what Tyler and Clay bring to this with their levels of understanding along with the other angles that Tommy, Jai, and Ty have. Really appreciate the show, guys. Look at that. Compliment.
I thought that was some really good. If you missed any of that, I'm sure Ty will have that in the podcast. You can go back and listen. I thought that was a really good football sandwich right there. Some good X's and O's conversation.
Yeah, we don't want to do that too much. We don't want to lose people in the dust, so as they say.
No, that was good. That was good.
Was it you always say, Tommy, that really frustrates me, meat and taters? Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was some meat and taters there.
That was some meat and taters to the football side.
It's a bone-in ribeye.
Well, we just like when we talk about the post-snap reads.
Yeah. Hey, on that subject, I know you're trying to get some text here. I've seen a lot of complaints about the speed or the velocity of the snap back to the quarterback. Now, that's getting into the weeds right there, but did you see a problem with that last week?
It wasn't great, but it was an improvement over.
I mean, it wasn't going over his head. It wasn't at his shoe tops.
No, I think some
people were trying to, clock it with a stopwatch.
Well,
I'm like, come on, guys.
The quarterback likes it to be soft, and I think some people okay, let's get it there quick. But if it's soft, it hangs right in front, and what the quarterback really wants to be able to do is to be looking somewhere else, and the snap's hanging in front of him, and then he can grab it.
Yeah.
So I think what some people want and what they're trying to do might be two different things. It's not.
I'm just seeing if that was a deal or not.
That you do not want velocity on that snap like you do on the extra point snap.
Yeah.
Two different deals.
Yep.
I think we all can agree, though, that it's much improved from the issues that they had at it last year.
No, I didn't see it rolling back to the quarterback.
Or the quarterback having to readjust or reposition to manage it.
Or it's so tall that, we need 6'6" Ryan Mallett to get that one.
Yeah.
If it wasn't him, he wouldn't be able to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's improved, and we'll see if it continues to improve game by game. All right, guys, we just have a few minutes left here, so this is a final show before Arkansas takes on Ole Miss, so we can kind of go ahead and get into our predictions and what we're expecting. Tommy, I'll start with you. How are you feeling about this game?
I think it's going to fall in line with what we have seen in much of the previous Arkansas Ole Miss games in the last 5 or 6, 7 years. Close games. Wouldn't surprise me if this game went to overtime. I mean, it really wouldn't, just because I think these two teams are pretty evenly matched. Based on last week, you wouldn't think it'd be a high-scoring game, but I'll be really surprised if one team or the other wins. Either team wins by more than 10. Will.
I've got Arkansas 20-13. If that sounds familiar, that was last week's score, and I think I liked it for this game. And I did not think it would be low-scoring last week, but I do think it'll be low-scoring this week. I think both teams – in both situations, the defensive line will overmatch the offensive line. And there's going to be the difference in the game is Arkansas's quarterback has a little more experience than the Ole Miss quarterback.
Did you say 20-13?
I did.
I think that's exactly what I sent you last Sunday or Saturday for the prediction this week. So I'll stick with that too.
Yeah, I had it at
that's what's in print.
Yeah, and then the print is what counts. I think I had it at.
You can change from what you send on Sunday morning because there's a lot change from when you have to give me that prediction just before our print deadline than the end of the week. I don't want y'all ever to think that y'all are tied in or married to that prediction.
You've always told me the printed word is sacred.
It was sacred when it was printed.
John, what do you think?
Well, I have Arkansas winning this one. I think 28-24 is what I had in my prediction, and and even that I'm kind of given the benefit of maybe being a little high scoring than what a lot of people believe. But I was looking at last year's game. I know it's completely different teams and all that, but the game last year was 37-33, and we all know that Arkansas had a big lead and let it drop late. Arkansas did not score in the fourth quarter, and Ole Miss ended up scoring 13 points and winning that game down in Little Rock. I would just be hard-pressed to think that either of these teams have the same offensive numbers that they put out last week. I feel like both teams are going to score more points. Both teams are going to have some moments. But I think that Arkansas is going, and how the game plays out, it's not that Arkansas is going to come back and win in the fourth quarter. I think that Arkansas is going to get up and up often, probably about 28-20 or 28-7, something like that in the third quarter. Ole Miss is going to make a little bit of a comeback, but it's going to be too little, too late. I think Arkansas fans will take it however they get, but I still think, like you guys, it's going to be an extremely tight game and a close game and a low-scoring game too.
So if you're not going to Oxford tomorrow, you know what you need during the game? You need a big sass dog over at Sassy's. The Sassy Dog.
I'd say
That's
you got to put the Y on it. You're going to
well,
do
I'm just reading it right off the menu. The Big Sass Dog, sassy smoked sausage covered in chili, onions, and shredded cheese on French bread. John, if you're looking for a place to watch the game in Fayetteville, they got 2 locations at Sassy's.
That's right. And if you get the Sassy Dog, don't say my name in that because they will not bring you that. They will bring you the barbecue nachos, though. Remember that experiment I want everybody to try? Go over to their Sassy's with their 2 locations. Ask for the John Neighbors special. They probably will look at you like you were crazy and you have no idea what you're talking about. But, hey, it's worth a shot anyway. You can try out the barbecue nachos. You can go with the Sass Dog. You can go with the brisket tacos. You can go with their award-winning smoked wings because there's something about football and wings and beer that just makes everything just come all together. Makes for a perfect atmosphere over at Sassy's. Again, with their 2 locations in Fayetteville, off of College and off of Weddington. Be sure to check it out before, during, and after the Razorback football game this Saturday. It's going to be an exciting time. So, all right. So we all
right there from the Sassy Dog himself.
Well, right there.
So it's called the Sass Dog though.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
But John is.
But
Sassy
I'm the Sassy Dog. Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess we had to make sure we didn't have any copyright issues. So you had to add the Y
That's
to
right.
it.
Yeah, and if you order the Sass Dog, say I need 2 because they're that good.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Clay, we hadn't talked enough about defense probably today. How's John Chavis' unit going to do against this RPO?
Yeah, and I'm not sure this is a classic RPO. They're still trying to figure this out with this offense. I'm talking about the Ole Miss quarterback, Matt Corral. He hasn't hit his stride yet. Let's just put it that way. I mean, he's a redshirt freshman, and I think that struggle was probably putting it mildly last week for him. They would like to probably blitz a little bit and hit that mesh point on that RPO and force some turnovers, and they might get a chance at that. The real issue for Arkansas is they're going to be playing a lot of freshman defensive ends with Dorian Gerald out. Jamario Bell's got a sore knee. I think he'll play, but how many snaps he can go? You're going to have Mateo Soli, Zach Williams, Eric Gregory, and Colin Clay, freshmen. Those are, if something happens to Gabe Richardson, it's going to be a freshman playing over there too. So they started the year with 3 seniors and 5 freshmen, and there's nothing in between. So that's the concern for this defense for John Chavis. I think that they've had injuries at a couple of guys at the same position, and that's always a nightmare when you start where the injuries start. I can remember Alabama and Nick Saban were like, hey, we had a lot of depth, but a couple of years ago they had 4 injuries at outside linebacker, and that's a killer. I mean, just all once you're drafting players from other positions.
Can Arkansas actually do anything, though, if they lose this game to make fans still feel good about the rest of the season? Like, if they lose this game, is there still some positives that you guys could feel like you could take away from it?
Well, it won't be good next week, but you get to play more games, and I think it's gonna. This team will grow and get better just because you've got so much youth that you're playing, and they'll be a different team at the halfway point of the year. I think they'll have other chances to win if they just don't get wrecked by injuries. And I like a lot of these young players, and they're. What's the old saying, about week 7 or 8, they're not freshmen anymore if they've been playing. And I think you're going to see growth. And, nobody wants to hear this, but I thought Grant Garrett had a great message, offensive line center from that 98 team. I talked this week, and he's like, this is – like starting after the death penalty. What Arkansas is going through, they starting at ground zero. And if they lose this week, it's going to be, how many straight SEC losses in a row? Yeah, but you will play another week, and there'll be more chances. And and fans will, there's some of them that are going to be down, but there's a lot more that are going to understand that this is a long haul kind of deal. It's not going to be turned around in one season or 1.5 seasons. It's going to take some time. And I think Arkansas has a great chance this week, but we still don't know, when we're going to see consistent football in this program. We just don't know yet.
No, I can understand that. But that's the thing is people just want to see the progress. People want to see the results that they're moving in the right direction. And losing to Ole Miss, and you mentioned they have 2 games after that, but I mean, if those two games, even if they beat Colorado State and they were able to beat San Jose State, it's not going to make anybody feel great until
patience, sassy dog, patience.
Until they
what people don't want to do is have to worry about Colorado State, and San Jose State, and if Arkansas doesn't look good this week, there'll be people really worried about winning those games.
Yeah, that's reality.
Yeah, and it's never a situation you want to find yourselves in. That's for sure. So, but I want to remind everybody though that pre-game action will be happening here, and me and Tommy, we're going to be doing. I guess at 1:30 is when we will start. 5 hours prior to kickoff. I will be at Randall Ford and Fort Smith. Tommy, you're going to be over at Pizza Inn. Is that correct? In Mountain Home?
Pizza Inn and Mountain Home, so you can come by if you're in Baxter County. Say hello, Clay. You're going to hop
I'll
on
be
with
in the
us.
Grove.
Clay will be in the Grove, and we'll have Clay on
vodka
the
waters.
We'll have some live drunk interviews.
Yeah,
not me.
Well, that'd be even more entertaining.
The interviewers will be sober.
Well, Ty, do you know, or not Ty, Clay, do you know how to Periscope?
Yeah, I do, but that might not happen. Sorry.
I was just trying to hope for any type of live stream that we could get to what you're actually doing there in the Grove. Well, be safe in the Grove, please, because it can get a little nasty in there. We've seen some fights break out that went viral, so just be careful, okay?
I'm not a fighter. I'm a lover.
There's nothing but love in the Grove. So we'll have that, and then we'll also have a post-game happening right after the IMG post-game there, after the Razorback game, to get all your reactions. And I know that's going to be a lot of fun. If Arkansas loses, it might be a little more fun for us, but if Arkansas wins, it'll be a lot of fun for the fans as well.
Yeah. Let's pray for a win.
Yeah, let's just get a win. Hey, SEC victory, first SEC victory for Chad Morris, first Power 5 victory for Chad Morris. It can all happen tomorrow against Ole Miss. That's what we're hoping for. We'll see how it plays out. It'll make for a lot more fun show, and I know a lot more of the fans be a lot more excited about the upcoming season if that's the case. Well, appreciate everybody listening into the Morning Rush today. For Tommy Kraft and Clay Henry and Ty Richardson, I'm John Neighbors. Same sports show, same sports channel. Next Monday, have a great weekend. Enjoy the game, folks. We will see you then.
End of summer.